You are watching. Me Empress bird got a shock. Now I'm minted. Tianxuan continent. Heavenly spiritual domain. Dongxing kingdom. Heavenly demonic sect. Empress's wedding day. An elder goes, "Right then. Ceremony's kicking off in a sec. All guests, find your seats, yeah?" A gay bloke says, "Sir Zhang, good to see you, mate." His pal replies, "Master Lu, looking well. Come on in, cheers." In the halls, everyone's mingling about. Lin Xiao Yao, cultivation, Earth King realm, identity, Dongxing kingdom's prince, rocks up, and an elder goes, "Third prince, take a seat at the very important person table if you please." A bloke says, "That's Lin Xiao Yao, the kingdom's third prince. Blimey, he's proper talented. Reckon he's already an Earth King realm master at his age, innit?" His mate chips in, "Yeah, but compared to the Empress Immortal Emperor realm, he's still mild." A system notification pops up. Xuantian Continent Warrior Realms. Warrior Realm. Black Warrior Realm. Spiritual Realm. Earth King Realm. Sky King Realm. Celestial Realm. Immortal Emperor Realm. Demigod Realm. God Realm. A bloke sweats and goes, "Still better than that mug Ning Tian though, been grafting here 3 years and still a 1-star warrior, the absolute wasteman." I can't get my head round why the Empress, fit as anything and well powerful, would pick him as her husband. His mate sweats and hisses, "Keep your voice down, you muppet. You want to get yourself killed, slagging off the Empress's husband?" At the heavenly demonic sect Empress's residence, Ning Tian sat to the side, proper miffed, muttering to himself, "Never in a million years did I think I, Ning Tian, would end up as a time traveller and land in a cultivation world of all places." He is Ning Tian. Cultivation, 1-star warrior, identity, heavenly demonic sect's handyman. But why am I still a 1-star warrior after 3 years as a skivvy? That's a total joke, innit? A right loser like me marrying the Empress of the sect. At least the outfit's banging today. That's well messed up though, innit? Suddenly a shadow looms by the door. Ning Tian's bricking it. The door creaks open slowly. In walks a lady with an absolute dream figure. Soft pink lips, skin like snow, pure perfection. She steps in and says, "You awake then?" She is Brother Wuqing. Cultivation, Immortal Emperor realm. Identity, Empress of the Heavenly Demonic Sect. She carries on, "Right, I'll cut to the chase. This wedding's just for show. Got it?" Ning Tian, baffled, goes, "Eh?" Brother Wuqing says, "If you get any dodgy ideas about me, don't blame me for being ruthless." Ning Tian thinks to himself, "You having a laugh? I'm already proper miserable, and now my marriage is a sham as well." A system notification pings, "Congratulations, host. The shocking system has been activated." Ning Tian's confused and goes, "Eh?" Brother Wuqing, proper narked, says, "Did you hear what I said or what?" Ning Tian stares at the floor and mutters to himself, "Sorted. With this system, I can bin off this dead-end status and change my lot." "System, explain how you work, yeah? Don't go plain dead on me, all right? System. Brother Wuqing snaps, "I'll ask you one more time. Did you hear me?" Ning Tian shouts back, "Shut your gob. I'm busy here." Brother Wuqing's gobsmacked. Then she kicks off big time. "Eh? What did you just say to me?" Ning Tian thinks to himself, "Game over. I was so in the zone I forgot she was stood there. If this woman wants to top me, it's easier than squashing an ant." He sweats and stammers. I said, "System notification, congratulations, host. First shot completed. Reward, aura suppression skill. Aura suppression, suppresses opponent. No aura usage for 3 hours." Ning Tian thinks, "So that's how it works. I get rewards for telling her to shut it. Right. Keep calm." Massive status gap. Yet she wants a fake marriage. She must need something from me. So she won't off me before she gets it. I can use this window to rack up more rewards. Ning Tian suddenly stands up. He strides over to Brother Wuqing and goes, "I said I'm your husband. You got a problem with me talking to you like this?" System notification, congratulations, host. Ordinary shot completed. Reward, Chi blood pill. Chi blood pill adjusts meridians, restores physique. Ning Tian thinks, "Just as I thought." Strike while the iron's hot. He says, since we're husband and wife, shouldn't we be doing what couples do, eh? Luo Wuqing, shocked, goes, what did you just say? System notification, congratulations, host. Intermediate shock completed. Qi blood pill auto-consumed. Meridians repaired. Awakening of God rank tenfold. Currently absorbing 10 times spiritual energy per second. Martial arts understanding increased tenfold. Cultivation skill progress sped up tenfold. Ning Tian thinks, mint, I ain't trash no more. As Ning Tian feels the surge of power. Luo Wuqing snarls, you got a death wish, have you? Her palm charges towards him. Ning Tian slams into the wall and thinks, seems I've gone too far. Luo Wuqing leaps in for another strike. She snarls, tell me, how do you want to die? Ning Tian panics, she's actually going to do it. System, activate aura suppression. He shuts his eyes. Luo Wuqing freezes shocked, she mutters to herself. What? Why's my aura suddenly? She starts dozing off and goes, how can this be? It's not working. Ning Tian's gobsmacked as 2 massive mountains come right up to his face. Luo Wuqing, half asleep, hugs him. Ning Tian thinks, phew, nearly snuffed it. Thank God the system's rewards came through. We've only got 3 hours. Even if I leg it, I won't get far. When the time's up, I'm done for. I've got to fight back. Luo Wuqing snaps her eyes open and hisses, you dare. Ning Tian sweats and thinks, might as well get a bit of fun out of danger. Let me give you another proper shock. Luo Wuqing suddenly yells, ah, system notification, you have shocked the Empress of the heavenly demonic sect. Luo Wuqing sweats and goes, woo, system notification, you have shocked the Empress of the heavenly demonic sect. Luo Wuqing grips the sheets tight. System notification, you have shocked. You. 3 minutes later, Ning Tian sips a cuppa and goes, what's done is done, too late to kill me now. Won't do you any favors. I'm still useful to you anyway, right? Luo Wuqing thinks to herself, must be patient. If I kill him now, I won't get the heavenly demonic manual. The sect's finished then. She walks off and says, come to the palace this evening. The wedding ceremony's going ahead. Ning Tian's shocked as he watches her leave. He mutters, phew, just as I thought, she still needs me. I'm well mental for treating her like that. System notification, congratulations, host. Shocking the whole world completed. Reward, 10 years of cultivation. Ning Tian, baffled, goes, eh? System notification, host breaks through to 2-star warrior realm. Host breaks through to 3-star warrior realm. Host breaks through to 4-star warrior realm. Ning Tian thinks, a cultivation level that'd take decades, done in a flash, my realm's shooting up. 1 hour later, system notification, host breaks through to 6-star black warrior realm. System notification, attribute panel activated. Host can view stats in. Ning Tian goes, finally my promotion's done. System panel. Host, Ning Tian, strength 6-star black warrior, physique, godly physique, skills none, cultivation methods 10-fold cultivation, martial arts comprehension, 10-fold comprehension, aura absorption, 10-fold absorption. Ning Tian goes, godly physique? Explain that, system. System notification goes silent. Ning Tian sweats, confused. System? Still silent. Ning Tian says, fine, don't bother then. Anyways, I've got the means to fight back now. No matter how useless I was before, I ain't staying like that. So what if my missus is an empress? One day I'll show 'em all. I, Ning Tian, am capable and strong enough to stand on top of the world. He steps outside. Evening, heavenly demonic palace. The crowd goes, here she is, the 8th generation leader of the heavenly demonic sect. Empress Luo Wuqing. Wow! Is this the pressure of an immortal emperor realm cultivator? Me legs are shaking. She's a proper empress, gorgeous and powerful. Dongxing Kingdom's prince, Lin Xiaoyao, takes a sip of his cheap plonk and thinks, the empress is the real deal, but it's a shame she's marrying that bloke. Huang Shou says, heard you've had your eye on the empress for ages, prince. In my book, only you, the dignified third prince, are worthy of her. He is Guangshu, cultivation, Earth King realm, identity, Guangzhou sect master. Guangshu continues, if I were you, I wouldn't just stand by and watch her marry that loser. Dongxing Kingdom's Prince Lin Xiaoyao trembles. He knocks one back and says, how can I interfere in her affairs? But he thinks, I do want to see what this loser who dares marry her looks like. An elder announces, the Empress has arrived. Now let's welcome the husband, Ning Tian. A lady scoffs. Heard the chosen husband is just a low-level disciple of the sect. A bald bloke chuckles. His cultivation level's only a 1-star warrior, apparently. Another adds, apart from his looks, he's got naught else. The elder shouts, here he comes. Dust blows everywhere. The crowd yells, why ain't that loser here yet? He dares be late for the ceremony. Ning Tian, sweatin', puffs. Comin', I'm comin'. No one told me this place was bloody thousands of meters from my gaff. I ran like a madman. He thinks, thank God my cultivation's improved. If I was still the old me, I'd be running for a day and still not make it. Ning Tian says, sorry I'm late. First time getting hitched, so I ain't got a clue. Forgive me, yeah. An ugly bloke mutters, forgive me for getting married for the first time? This bloke's well out of order. A girl sweats and thinks, I heard he's a handyman. Proper no manners. Dongxing Kingdom's Prince Lin Xiaoyao stands up and bellows so reckless you kept the Empress waiting ages. And you dare give us that rubbish excuse? Ning Tian looks at him and goes, you got a screw loose or what? What you shouting at our wedding for? Don't hold us up, or we won't get to the wedding festivities again, will we? The crowd is gobsmacked. The third prince fumes. This bloke still wants to be with her. Damn it. System notification, you have shocked the third prince. You have shocked the holy maiden of Tianqi. She says, what a shame the Empress has to marry such a loser. That can't be real. System notification, you have shocked the Holy Lord of Light. He goes, I heard the Empress doesn't go near men. Lin Xiaoyao scoffs. This bloke's well uncouth. Is he mental? Guangzhou spits out his drink. Oh my God. System notification, you have shocked the leader of the Guangzhou sect. He goes, damn it. I'm a bit jealous of him, actually. System notification, you have shocked. You. A sexy lady mutters, dirty ruffian. System notification, congratulations, host. Shocking everyone present, completed. Reward, earth-level martial art, heavenly demonic palm. Comprehension increased tenfold. Heavenly demonic palm, comprehension complete, skill acquired. System notification, you have shocked. Ning Tian thinks, spot on. This wedding venue's a proper treasure. System notification, you have shocked, repeated, Ning Tian thinks. Even the heavenly demonic palm, learned in a flash. Lin Xiaoyao fumes inwardly. Why him? Is he better looking than me? In terms of power, I'd squash him. I'm the third prince of Dongxing. He punches the table. Can't I compare to a handyman ant? He points at Ning Tian furious and shouts, you, stop right there. I'm defending the Empress's honor. I challenge you to a duel. You accept or what? A bloke gasps. In terms of power, the third prince is the best of the young'uns. He might refuse a lady wipes her mouth and says. Also, who'd think the Empress would pick someone so far beneath her? The bloke adds, an Earth King cultivator will crush a 1-star warrior, he. Lin Xiaoyao sneers. I won't bully you, loser. I'll only use half my power. If you're a real man, accept the challenge. Brother Wuqing listens silently. Guangzhou licks his glass and smirks. Lin Xiaoyao thinks, even with half power, I'll batter this wasteman easy. Soon as he agrees, I'll show off in front of the Empress. An old man says, this is the third prince. Even half his power's way above average. A one-eyed bloke grins. This'll be a right laugh. Ning Tian picks his ear and says, yeah, all right. I accept. He thinks, I can use this muppet to shock all the big shots here. Lin Xiaoyao sneers, you must want to die. Even half my power's enough to crush you. Let's see what makes you worthy of her. A bloke chips in. What the prince says is spot on. The empress should be with someone powerful, like the prince. Ning Tian steps forward. He grins to himself. Since you're asking for a pastin, don't blame me. Ning Tian says, you're a guest from afar, you go first. Lin Xiaoyao scoffs. If I went first, everyone'd laugh at me. I'll let you go first, loser. Ning Tian thinks, that's what I was waiting for. He goes, right then, I will. He takes a stance. Lin Xiaoyao sneers. Your stance is rubbish, and your aura's pathetic. That move of yours, laughable. Ning Tian's power surges. Heavenly demonic sect great elder mutters, pity, the sect's dignity'll be thrown away by that wasteman. Second elder says, this little handyman's so unstable fell for the bait in seconds. Why ain't the empress stepping in? This is doing my head in. Ning Tian says, my palm skill ain't much, but he jumps. It's enough to smash you. An energy ball forms. Lin Xiaoyao laughs. Ha! A bluff! That ain't even a fart. With your level, the best you can manage is... Multiple palm strikes appear before Ning Tian. He unleashes his skill. Heavenly demonic palm. Lin Xiaoyao's face drops. A fart? What? He sweats in fear. Great elder gasps. This is the heavenly demonic palm. He has that skill, and he's only a warrior. Lin Xiaoyao panics. How can he master an earth-level skill? I must remove the seal. Remove. Why ain't it working? Could it be... He looks at Luo Wuqing in the distance. It's the Empress. She's suppressing me. Chains suddenly appear. Lin Xiaoyao thinks, why? He crashes into a pillar, stunned. He's just trash, a handyman. Why can he beat me? This loser, actually. The slam echoes outside. The crowd gasps. What just happened? The prince, actually, lost. It looked like that wasteman used the heavenly demonic palm. That's a sect martial art. How can that be? How'd he learn it? Great elder stammers. How can this be? Second elder blurts. This kid. Actually won. He didn't embarrass us. Luo Wuqing thinks to herself, he actually is the key to the heavenly demonic manual, and this afternoon he dared. Could it have been him who made my aura vanish back then? System notification, you have shocked the Empress. Series of shocks completed. Ning Tian grins. Ha ha, that's the effect I want. System notification. The elders of the heavenly demonic sect. Consecutive shock. The Holy Son of Heaven's vault. Shocked. 3 consecutive shocks completed. The Supreme God of Immortal Land. Shocked. 4 consecutive shocks completed. The Lord of the God's Palace. Shocked. 5 consecutive shocks completed. You shocked the whole audience. Group destruction completed. System notification. Host has achieved. Shocking the whole audience. Reward, charming physique. Ning Tian thinks, that's a big one. System notification. Charming physique, infinite charm. Host can charm everyone effortlessly. A lady blushes. Suddenly he looks so handsome. Her pal, with softer skin, goes, me heart's poundin'. A bloke swoons. Ah, me heart's meltin', his cone-headed mate says. Is this brother in need of a male cultivation partner? A fat bird swoons. I love him so much, I really want him. An old geezer mutters, damn it, what's going on? A lady cries, no way, he can't be that handsome. Ning Tian's struck by his own two-timing at his wedding. He thinks, system, what are you doing the ladies' co? Handsome. The old geezer groans, such a pretty boy. Ning Tian thinks, this is my wedding and Luo Wuqing's still watching from above. Why ain't she reacting? Is my charm not working on her? Lin Xiaoyao wakes up and yells, why? Didn't everyone say you were trash? Ning Tian, baffled, goes, trash. I am indeed trash. A bloke asks, what does he mean? He thinks he's trash, a blonde with massive melons freezes. Another mutters, has he lost the plot? Ning Tian walks off saying, as a cultivator you can't expect to crack it overnight. He looks back and adds, if that ain't trash, then what is? Another scoffs, how many people have reached the top in one step? Barely any. His mate chimes in. So according to you, we holy sons and princes are useless? The Ning Tian says, the world's massive, and we're tiny. There's folks out there strong enough to fly, shift mountains, turn clouds into rain, do anything. I'd rather know my place. But you lot, swanning about with your little achievements? In my book, you're just self-proclaimed geniuses. Lin Xiaoyao's gobsmacked. Self-proclaimed genius. The crowd spits blood from shock. Great elder murmurs, as long as you can't reach the sky in one step, you're useless, ruthless. Second elder adds, the holy sons and princes are always treated as geniuses. One word from him and their hearts shatter. They'll be fuming. He's just a little handyman. Why's he got the grace of a saint? A few moments later, heavenly demonic palace. Great elder asks, Ning Tian, where'd you learn that palm from? He thinks, if he carries on, the Tao hearts of all the holy sons and princes'll shatter. Ning Tian says, the Buddha scripture pavilion. He thinks, can't tell him about the... Great elder says, the pavilion is indeed the sect's. So how long did it take you to master it? Ning Tian says, I used... Great elder guesses, a year? Ning Tian thinks, if I say 1 minute, that's too mental. Better stretch it out. He sweats and goes, a day, 1 day, all in 1 day. The crowd is gobsmacked. What? Ah! How? Second elder splutters. 1 day? No way, absolutely impossible. Ning Tian sweats more and thinks, is that such a shock? I've made it more than 1,000 times longer than it actually was. Great elder says, this skill's well hard to practice. Ordinary folk might never get it in a lifetime. Even the proper talented empress took 3 days, and you actually... Our sect's finally got a disciple talented enough to rival the empress. The other elders weep. What an eye-opener. Another chimes in. Just a second ago, he said you can't reach the sky in 1 step, and didn't call himself a genius. Yet he's mastered a dead-hard skill in 1 day. His mate adds, he's a genius among geniuses. Guangshu sits there, silent, sweat and system notification. You have shocked the elders of the heavenly demonic sect. Reward, 1,000 aura cultivation. Ning Tian thinks, a massive load of aura just flooded into me. Great elder weeps like a little girl, snot and all, and says, these are minor things. The main event can't wait. Ning Tian tries to smile. Great elder looks behind and shouts, what are you lot doing? Trumpets blast. The time has come. The newlyweds to worship heaven and earth. The crowd cheers. The empress is even prettier in red. Ning Tian, if only we'd met sooner. They're such a good match. Handsome fella and a fit bird, made for each other. Ning Tian thinks, oh, I was trash a minute ago, but now we're a perfect match, are we? Another shouts, first bow to heaven and earth. Ning Tian thinks, seems like no matter which world you're in, respect for the strong is universal. Second bow to the ancestors. Brother Wuqing looks at Ning Tian and thinks, I hope it goes like the demon statue said. Marry him. Get the manual. System notification. A few months ago. Heavenly demonic sect. Back mountain forbidden region. Evening. Brother Wuqing walks alone. She stares at a statue. She says, if I marry this loser, you'll give me the manual as promised. In half a year, the 5 emperors, 3 lords, and 2 emperors will come to siege our sect. Only by reaching the god realm can I be strong enough to fight him. To break through, I need the path to becoming a god, and that comes from the manual. Thousands of years ago, sect law said the leader must marry someone with the godly physique to get the manual. Even if he's a wasteman who can't cultivate, I'll still marry him. I won't let the sect fall. Back to the wedding. The elder announces, husband and wife, bow out. The crowd says, the empress is well insightful. Right you are. I've been the mug all along. The more you look at him, the more distinguished he seems. In a few years, our sect'll have another powerful emperor realm cultivator. With his talent, he's definitely worthy of the empress. Guangshu thinks to himself, without further ado, I'll report this to the alliance leader. Heavenly spiritual realm. Righteous alliance. An elder puts down his cup and says, elders, the demon domain's been running riot lately, and the demons are led by that heavenly demonic sect. About that female demon Luo Wuqing's beheading. He is Emperor Zhengtian, cultivation, immortal emperor realm identity, leader of the righteous alliance. He goes, how are the plans going, Elder Shu of Janmei? Cultivation, celestial realm says, everything's ready, just waiting for your word. The female demon won't know what's Elder Tianfeng, cultivation, celestial realm, adds, she's suddenly married a good-for-nothing handyman. Lot of buzz in the sect today. Emperor Zhengtian says, I've heard about that too. Guangzhou just contacted me. Let's all listen in. System notification, spiritual item, psychic gem. Guangzhou appears in a portal and yells, Leader, something massive's happened. Emperor Zhengtian says, you're a sect master. Why are you panicking? Guangzhou blurts. Luo Wuqing's played us all. The bloke she married ain't trash. He's a bleedin' peerless genius. Elder Stu, confused. Peerless genius? Elder Tian says, knew it wouldn't be that simple. Guangzhou continues, his name's Ning Tian, claims to be a useless handyman. I did what you said, made Lin Xiaoyao duel the loser. But guess what? He weren't trash. He battered the prince with one palm. Learned the palm in one day. Broke everyone's hearts with one word, all those so-called geniuses. Elder Shu says, that's a legendary... Elder Tian says, leader, we've got to take this bloke seriously. Emperor Zhengtian smashes the gem and growls. Unexpected, the girls made her move. We must get details on Ning Tian. The heavenly demonic sect must be wiped out, or we're in for trouble. He slams the table. The Empress bedroom evening. Ning Tian looks at Luo Wuqing and thinks, everyone in the hall reacted to the godly physique, but she didn't at all. She combs her hair. He sweats and thinks, wake up, Ning Tian. I became her husband out of nowhere. If the system hadn't shown up, I'd be proper done for. Who knows how much she'll visit me going forward if the first want to get a foothold in this world. I've got to use my power. System, activate charming physique. While no one's about, let me try shocking you again. See if it's the same as daytime. Ning Tian says. Wife. Luo Wuqing replies, System notification, charming physique. Ning Tian goes, a moment of spring night's worth of fortune in it. Shall we crack on then? Luo Wuqing looks back. She says, I know about your special physique. You might pull that with some little girls, but you can't handle me. Ning Tian thinks, typical Empress. Her heart's proper indestructible. She removes her robe. Smoke practically wafts from her cleavage. She's that hot. Ning Tian blushes, baffled. She stands and turns to him. He's gobsmacked. She slowly walks towards him. She says, you want to do it, but you daren't. Ning Tian stammers. Who don't dare? She sits on the bed and says, who else is here but you? He gets excited. For the sake of me dignity, I'll prove myself right now. Eh? What have you done to me? She suddenly leans back on the bed and says, nothing, just suppressed you with a bit of aura. Tonight, sleep standing up. Ning Tian protests. Oi! Let me go, this ain't right. Let's have a proper fight on the bed. Real swords and guns. My few hours later, Ning Tian thinks, seems she ain't planning to let me go today. No chance. The gap's too big. Might as well practice. Sooner or later, I'll show you. The world's big. The earth's big. But your husband's the biggest. System notification. Cultivation improvement increased 3-fold. Ning Tian stretches and mutters, damn, that woman Luo Wuqing's proper ruthless. Made me stand all night. Cultivated all night and hit 7-star Black Warrior. But that's only 1 star up. Not fast enough. System notification. Host can choose a place with abundant aura to cultivate. Ning Tian says, abundant aura? Reckon I know a place like that. System notification, primary cultivation ground. All the heavenly demonic sect's aura gathers here. Perfect feng shui. Disciples can speed up cultivation there. Cultivation ground. Look, look, look. Ain't that the Empress's husband? Didn't that's him? Most popular bloke in the sect right now. Didn't they all say he was trash? Look how fast he absorbs aura. He's clearly a cultivation genius. I didn't expect the cultivation ground's aura to be so pure, proper extraordinary. A few moments later, Ning Tian sits down and says, "Still not fast enough?" A bloke sweats. "Not fast enough?" His mate gasps. The auras slowly enter in his body. Ning Tian says, "Looks like I'll have to go full 10-fold cultivation. System notification, 10-fold aura absorption, fully activated." Aura shoots up. A bloke in fiery aura stammers, "Earth." "Earthquake?" His mate says, "No, it's him. He's absorbing the aura of the whole cultivation ground." System notification, you shocked a group of disciples. Reward, black-ranked movement technique, water dragon step. Currently cultivating at 10-fold speed. Water dragon step successfully cultivated, Ning Tian thinks. Water dragon step sounds. With this, I'll be in and out no bother. Now I've got loads of aura stored up, but without skills, me strength ain't improved. He asks a girl, "All right, where do you keep the sex techniques?" She's gobsmacked. She stammers, "Pa Patriarch, they're at the scripture depository. Today's actually opening day." "Yeah, our sect's got a depository. There's some techniques." Ning Tian says, "Cheers." He looks back, confused. "What did you call me?" "Patriarch." He sweats and thinks, "I'm in me early 20s. How am I anyone's patriarch?" She covers her legs and says, "According to sect rules, whoever marries the Empress is named patriarch." Ning Tian laughs. "Patriarch sounds well old. I prefer older brother." The lady swoons. "Ah, ka. System notification. Water dragon step successfully cultivated." She whimpers, "Patriarch, older brother." The men collapse to the ground. Ning Tian says, "I won't disturb your training, I'll be on." One of 'em mutters, "You've sucked the aura dry. How are we supposed to train?" Heavenly demonic sect. Scripture depository. Ning Tian says, "All of you queue in for the depository. This'll take till the horse month of the monkey year." An old fella says, "This depository's full of techniques and skills collected by generations of leaders. Not surprising there's a queue for 3 days and nights." The blokes are shocked. "Pa Patriarch?" The ladies swarm him. "Is that really him?" "So handsome, I really want to marry you." "Let's elope, Patriarch." The blokes sweat. He's well charming, married the Empress, and now he's got all the female disciples swooning. His mate groans. "I'd kill for 1/10 of his charisma." Suddenly a voice barks. A lot of noise in front of the depository. "Got no rules, have you? It's Elder Guyan." Another panics. "Damn, it's Elder Guyan." The lady A lad says, "He's old-fashioned and strict. Got sent here 'cause he crossed the Empress." A lady with massive chest adds, "If he stares at you, you're done for." Elder Guyan suddenly raises his hand, proper serious, and bows to Ning Tian, saying Guyan greets the patriarch. The crowd's gobsmacked. The chesty lady gasps, "Is he possessed?" "First time I've seen him respectful." A lad says, "The patriarch's famous now. Strength unfathomable. No wonder Elder Guyan's impressed. Is the patriarch going to the depository?" "Here, this key lets you access all floors. You can view everything." Ning Tian smiles and thinks, "How's he strict? He's proper on the ball." He says to Elder Guyan, "I just need this ancient plate, yeah?" Elder Guyan says, "Yes, forgive my cheek, but the higher you go, the higher the skill level and the strength required." Which floor will the patriarch head to? Suddenly he's confused. "Patriarch, Ning Tian's vanished. He's flying fast. Course I want to go to the 5th floor. He lands." The crowd gasps. The 5th? Reckon the 3rd's his limit. Even the best disciples can only manage the 4th. Elder Guyan thinks he's worthy of being the patriarch who broke all those Dao hearts, proper unfathomable. A bloke says, "No one's been to the 5th floor except the Empress, the Great Elder, and the Supreme Elder, right?" Ning Tian thinks, "I've got a mountain of aura inside me. Best pick the top techniques." He opens the door. Black rank technique, star absorbing skill, elementary earth ranked, thunderbolt technique, electricity mastery, spiritual vein opening, intermediate earth ranked, heavenly spirit skill, aura absorption speed, meridian flow. The more spiritual veins, the faster the flow, strength goes up. I've got a mountain of aura, got to pick the best. But these only open a dozen spiritual veins at most, nowhere near enough. What's that? Advanced Earth rank technique, Demon King's technique. He opens it. That's the tenfold comprehension. System notification, tenfold comprehension of Demon King's technique. Elementary level reached. Level increased. Pinnacle level reached. Fully comprehended. Ning Tian absorbs everything. He opens his eyes, power surges. Outside, the crowd feels it. A bloke sweats. What? His mate says, the patriarch's found a blinder of a technique. The bloke continues, wonder how much he can take at once. A voice says, Patriarch. Ning Tian replies, yeah? He thinks, a sound transmission. Elder Guyan explains, through the plate's rules, those inside can communicate outside. Patriarch, there was a sudden occurrence, worried you'd hit a problem. Ning Tian says, actually, yeah. Too few spiritual veins opened. Elder Guyan says, Patriarch, don't be gutted. Usually opening more than 10's good. Ning Tian says, still got more than half the aura left, but only 100 open. Elder Guyan gasps, the limit of the Demon King's technique is 100 veins. Only a heavenly being can do that. And in only 30 minutes. This comprehension skill's well incredible. System notification, you shocked Elder Guyan. Reward, God rank technique, God's record. Obtaining God's record unlocks the godly physique. Ning Tian thinks, godly physique? This world's martial arts are split into 5 categories. God, heaven, earth, black, yellow. He eyes God's record. God's record, the strongest God-ranked skill. System, cultivate God's record. System notification, tenfold comprehension, God's record. Ning Tian thinks, why's my aura absorption stopped? He feels something and yells in pain. Ah, painful. Unexpectedly, cultivating a God-ranked skill dissolves all my previously developed spiritual veins. Like breaking me bones and rebuilding 'em. System notification. Host has comprehended 30% of God's record. Minor success achieved. Activation of godly physique. Activate. Name spiritual veins about to be opened. Ning Tian thinks, even with tenfold comprehension, I can only get to 30%. Want to see how many spiritual veins this God-ranked skill can open? A lady says, Elder, what's that? Elder Guyan says, a spiritual sea. When cultivating, aura gathers in the Dantian like a stream. The more aura, the more it helps cultivation. But only with a huge amount does it form a sea. Does the Patriarch actually have such high cultivation talent? A beam of energy hits Ning Tian. A bloke shouts, look, the Patriarch and his spiritual sea have shot into the sky. Is he trying to absorb all the heavenly demonic sect's aura? Elder Guyan says, at such a young age he's got that much aura, proper enviable. Suddenly, Supreme Elder arrives and booms, so bold. Who's cuffed in the aura of my sect? A bloke says, it's the Supreme Elder, wasn't he in seclusion? His mate adds, must have broken through to the immortal Emperor realm. Supreme Elder lands. He is Heavenly Demonic Sect Supreme Elder. Greetings to the Supreme Elder. Elder Guyan sweats and says, congratulations, Supreme Elder, breaking through to immortal Emperor realm in one go. Now you and the Empress are both powerful Emperor realm cultivators who dare bully our sect. Supreme Elder snaps, break through my ass. Elder Guyan's gobsmacked. Ah! Supreme Elder growls, I was so close. Then suddenly all the aura gets sucked away. How's anyone supposed to break through like that? Who's caused this bloody mess? Elder Guyan says, Supreme Elder, you've been in seclusion a year, so you don't know. The source of this weirdness is the Empress' husband, the Patriarch. Supreme Elder says, that girl Luo Qingqing got married. Who's the husband? The Divine Palace Emperor or the Holy Mist Lord? Elder Guyan says, neither. He's a disciple of our sect. Supreme Elder's baffled. How's a mere disciple worthy of her? Marrying an ordinary disciple ain't as good as marrying an Emperor realm cultivator. Does nout for the sect's connections. Elder Guyan says, he's certainly worthy. Suddenly, Luo Wuqing arrives gracefully. The crowd murmurs, Empress. Supreme Elder says, You ruthless girl. The righteous alliance has its eye on us and could attack any time. If you wanted to marry, you should have picked a strong husband, not some brat. Luo Wuqing says, Supreme Elder, watch your mouth. I'm the Empress. My personal affairs ain't your concern. Supreme Elder says, Yes, Empress. A disciple whispers, Didn't expect the Empress to put the Supreme Elder in his place for the Patriarch. Elder Guyan hisses, Keep it down. Ning Tian continues meditating a cultivator sweats and says, It's the holy light thunder tribute. Another says, Wasn't the Patriarch just learning a skill? How's it turned into a tribulation? Supreme Elder says, That's not a thunder tribulation. The thunder dragon's forming and passing through his spiritual sea. He's using it to open his spiritual veins. Elder Guyan says, How's that possible? Never heard of anyone using a tribulation to open spiritual veins. Supreme Elder says, Ruthless girl, is your husband really just an ordinary disciple? With talent like that, he could reach Emperor realm one day. Elder Guyan mutters, Supreme Elder, that's not what you said before. Luo Wuqing smiles to herself. Is it because of the godly physique that he's using this calamity to open his spiritual veins? If so, the road to godhood's just around the corner. A bloke says, Everyone look, the spiritual sea's turning dim, it's dried up. A dragon approaches Ning Tian. The bloke panics. Worse still, if there ain't enough aura and the thunder dragon enters his body, he'll explode and die. Luo Wuqing rushes to Ning Tian and says, You lot stay back. I'll protect him. She beams with energy. Ning Tian keeps meditating, he thinks. Didn't expect transforming the thunder dragon into spiritual veins would need so much aura. Luo Wuqing's shocked. He's actually forcibly absorbing my aura? The crowd says, The Empress is protecting him. That's a first. Only the ancestors, who else gets that treatment? Luo Wuqing thinks, So you want to drain my aura, do ya? Big appetite. Let's see how much you can take. The crowd gasps. The Empress is using all her Emperor realm power. Ning Tian absorbs the energy. Luo Wuqing thinks the thunder tribulation's spiritual veins momentum's out of the ordinary. Ning Tian smiles. She's shocked. Oh! Her dress rips to shreds. Ning Tian suddenly catches her and says, Cheers, me darling, taking your kit off to protect me. Luo Wuqing's shocked and blushes. She looks away and snaps, Had your fill yet? Before I do something, let go. Ning Tian sweats and smirks. Hey, he thinks. Didn't expect her to protect me. Seems she really don't want me dead. As they hover above, Elder Guyan sweats and says, Supreme Elder, how many spiritual veins did you open first time? Supreme Elder says, I were a genius back then. Total of 80. This kid's proper talented, should open 40 to 50. Elder Guyan says, Patriarch, how many spiritual veins did you open? Ning Tian says, Let me check, still got more than half the aura left. He thinks, only 199% opened. Supreme Elder's gobsmacked, 199 spiritual veins. Elder Guyan stammers, still. It were the thunder tribulation spiritual veins, Dongxing Kingdom, Imperial Court. Physician Tian Lao reports, To the Lord, the tribulation occurred at the heavenly demonic sect. Dongxing Kingdom Emperor Lin Ba seethes, that heavenly demonic sect again. After my son came back from that sect, he lost his spirit incurable, turned into a cripple. Tian Lao, contact the Righteous Alliance now, discuss destroying the heavenly demonic sect. Tian Lao says, But Emperor, the Empress is there. Emperor Lin Ba snaps, So what? The heavenly demonic sect's in our Dongxing Kingdom, and they're getting more powerful every day. I've always feared they'd replace the imperial family sooner or later. If we don't wipe 'em out now, when? Emperor Zhengtian says, Such a big thunder tribulation. Could the Empress have broken through to the God realm? Elder Tian Feng says, God realm? Not yet. If she had, wouldn't we be dead if we went to suppress the sect in 6 months? Emperor Zhengtian says, Right. Luo Qingqing's got no way to become a god. How could she break through to God realm? Remember the battle of the God's throne hundreds of years. So many Emperor realm experts exhausted their lives trying to become gods, but in the end, they fell and died full of grievance. Elder Tianfeng says, the thunder tribulation was that loud, must have alarmed the whole domain. Elder Shu says, what could be the source? Emperor Zhengtian says, whatever it is, it's got to do with Luo Qingqing. Now the Empress's threat is even bigger. The heavenly demonic sect must be dealt with pronto, as Ning Tian and Luo Wuqing land. Supreme Elder thinks, didn't expect our sect to have such a person. This boy'll be a sharp weapon in the future, might even reach God realm. Ning Tian's shocked as Luo Wuqing touches him. Suddenly his clothes tear apart instantly. Supreme Elder and the others are gobsmacked. Ning Tian coughs. Cough, cough. Honey, ain't that a bit inappropriate? So many disciples and elders watching. Supreme Elder and the others. Quick, turn around. Luo Wuqing says, just as I thought. She touches his chest with incredible power. Ning Tian yells, whoa! He drops to the ground and says, dear wife, you're... Luo Wuqing says, still had hidden damage from the thunder tribulation in your body. I helped you out. Ning Tian says, hidden damage. He sweats and thinks, turns out me wife was worried about me and wanted to heal me. I'm well touched. I'll definitely... Huh? Wife? He flies off like a bullet. Wife. Luo Wuqing says, you talk too much. Elder Guyan says, Empress, will the patriarch be all right? Luo Wuqing says, didn't even use 10% of me strength, he won't die. She looks back with raging aura and snarls, no one speaks of today's events. Spread rumors, and you're dead. Got it. Supreme Elder, Elder Guyan, and the others say, replying to the Empress we understand. In the distance, Ning Tian falls. Whoa, he hits the water. He raises his hand and groans. The sexy ladies with huge chests are startled. Ning Tian mutters, Luo Qingqing, after all, I'm still your husband, and you chuck me this far. A lady behind him says, Pa Patriarch? He freezes in shock. Another lady says, Patriarch, why'd you come to the hot springs? He thinks, it's over. Me reputation as a proper patriarch's gone. He slowly turns round. He's shocked. No, that's an accident. Please listen to me explanation. I'm not that sort of bloke. Another lady blushes. So the patriarch's a peeping Tom. He's baffled. Eh? The lady says, if the patriarch really wants to see, we'll show you slowly. No need to peep. Suddenly the ladies rush him. One says, Patriarch, let me wipe your back. Another COs. Let me loosen your muscles. Ning Tian's shocked. No, no. He jumps. No need, a lady cries. Why'd the patriarch leave so far? Another whimpers. Yeah, it would have been lovely to soak with the patriarch. Ning Tian legs it. Damn Luo Qingqing. I nearly got labelled a pervy peeper because of you. And that godly physique makes it even more dodgy. He imagines himself surrounded by sexy ladies cooing. Patriarch, patriarch. He thinks, lucky I didn't cheat just now, otherwise me well-being for the rest of me life'd be proper gone. Luo Wuqing says, had a good wash, have you? He stammers, were wife? She walks ahead and says, come with me. He says, eh? Where? At a cave. Ning Tian says, didn't know the sect had a place like this. Luo Wuqing says, this is the forbidden region, the heavenly demonic cave, where the spiritual tablets of all previous leaders are. Ning Tian says, oh, he thinks, why is she telling me this? Luo Wuqing thinks, as long as I get the manual for becoming a god and break through to God realm, the sect won't fear any wicked people. She looks at him and says, Ning Tian, I need you to do something. He asks, what? She says, I want you to drop some of your blood essence on the stone statue. He thinks, blood essence? Blood essence is a cultivator's purest energy. Dropping it like that can be used to control someone. She says, don't worry, I don't want to harm you. If I did, you'd be dead already. He sweats and thinks, she's right. If she, an Emperor Realm powerhouse, wanted me dead, even with the system, I'd be done. It's unusual for an empress to marry a servant. Now she's asking me for something. Must be important. Got to do with the whole sect. He says, all right, I'll do it. He thinks, big power gap, let's see what she's after first. He uses his power, forms his blood essence, tosses it. Go, it hits the statue's temple. Suddenly, its eyes open. A figure appears and roars. Ha ha ha, my heavenly demonic sect, I've awoken. Brother Wuqing gasps. Are you? The sect's founder? Ning Tian thinks. It's been thousands of years since the sect was founded, and he's still alive. Heavenly demon cackles. Ha ha, thousands of years have passed. Finally, someone with the godly physique was sent here. Someone with the godly physique, finally, Brother Wuqing demands. What do you mean by this? Where's the manual? The way to become a god? You promised me. Heavenly demon laughs. Ha ha ha, little girl, you're too naive. Did you really think by practicing the manual, you'd find the way to become a god? That's just a rumor, I made it up. Thanks to your stupidity, I found someone with a godly physique, saved me a load of effort. Ning Tian thinks so she married me just for my godly physique to get the way to become a god. Brother Wuqing snarls. The ancestral teachings passed down for generations were all fabricated by you. So the purpose is helping you regain your body and return to the living. Heavenly demon says, correct. The previous leaders were all useless. None could find the godly physique. But lucky for me, you silly girl did. Brother Wuqing hisses, you wish to die. She raises her hand. Heavenly demon uses his skill. Heavenly demonic palm. Brother Wuqing faces the massive palm. Ning Tian covers his eyes and thinks, this is emperor-level strength. The power of her palm's way stronger than the one I could produce. Heavenly demon said, little girl, even if you're a proper strong immortal emperor realm cultivator, you can't do squat to me. I'm your ancestor in it. But I'm just a spirit right now, so I ain't stupid enough to take you on head-to-head. My target is him. He charges at Ning Tian. Ning Tian goes, oh, he wants to nick my body, does he? Come on then, have a go. Brother Wuqing rushes over and yells, that's bad. The heavenly demon enters Ning Tian's body. Brother Wuqing shouts, get out! Heavenly demon cackles, ha ha! Once I'm in, there's no way I'm leaving. The ancient holy physique, the heavenly palace physique, they're all rubbish compared to this. A spiritual sea. 1,000. It's rumoured the godly physique is the best cultivation physique there is. What? What's that? He's actually got a spiritual sea in his dantian. Unexpected. He's got some right cultivation talent, hasn't he? Looks like I'm well lucky. Where's this thunder come from in his spiritual sea? A thunder dragon spiritual vein. I've never seen a cultivator with spiritual veins that turn into a thunder dragon. Since ancient times, thunder and lightning are the nemesis of spirits. One wrong move and the spirit gets obliterated. No, I can't stay in this body. Ning Tian smirks. Old man, now you're inside, it ain't so easy to get out, is it? Heavenly demon panics. This kid actually bested me like this. He must have known my spirit state's terrified of thunder and lightning. With that thunder dragon spiritual vein, I can't take him by force. He let me in on purpose. So vicious. What a well-dodgy method. System notification, you have shocked the heavenly demon. Reward, spirit destruction skill. Destroy the spirit, convert its power into your own, and get stronger. Ning Tian thinks, spirit destruction skill? That's interesting. Suddenly Ning Tian appears and goes, heavenly demon, not so cocky now, are ya? Heavenly demon snarls, you brat, even if I'm just a spirit, I'm still in the immortal emperor realm. How can I be caught like this? He uses his skill, heavenly demonic palm. Ning Tian faces the attack and summons his thunder dragon. The attack gets blocked. Heavenly demon is gobsmacked. Impossible. Ning Tian suddenly points his finger at the heavenly demon and uses his skill, spirit destruction skill. Heavenly demonic 13 forms. Heavenly demon yells, damn it, my spirit's completely suppressed by the thunder. I can't even use half me power. Ning Tian says, heavenly demon, stop flapping and just turn into power for my godly physique. Heavenly demon screams, you brat, I'll kill you. Ning Tian says, devour him. Heavenly demon cries out in agony, He gets bit in the neck, slashed in half by the thunder dragon. Heavenly demon wails. No, I don't want to go. He shatters. Outside, Luo Wuqing mutters to herself. The manual to become a god. It was all a rumor. All of it was just a scam. Suddenly Ning Tian glows. She says, "What about him? He touched my body. I can't let him live." Forget it. I was the one deceived. I can't let him get taken by the heavenly demon right in front of me. She uses her power. The barrier shatters. Luo Wuqing's gobsmacked. Ning Tian suddenly opens his eyes and says, "Wife." Luo Wuqing, confused, goes, "You weren't possessed. After all, the ancestors, a proper strong immortal emperor realm cultivator. You're just a black warrior realm. And you absorbed all the power of the heavenly demon's spirit." Ning Tian grins. "Hey, with all that spiritual power, I'll get loads of aura, won't I?" System notification. The host has crossed the realm boundary after forcibly absorbing the spiritual power of a strong immortal emperor realm cultivator. Due to the difficulty of absorption, self-destruction is about to happen. Ning Tian suddenly panics and sweats. He groans in pain. "Ugh, it's too hot. My spiritual sea's boiling like lava. Too hot. I'm gonna explode." Suddenly Luo Wuqing kisses Ning Tian. He goes, "They keep kissing." She bites his lip. He goes, She kisses him more and says, "If you don't want to explode, stay quiet. Ning Tian thinks she is helping me suppress the violent spiritual power in my body." He slowly holds Luo Wuqing's waist. An hour later, Ning Tian says, "Phew, all done now." Luo Wuqing pushes him away. He sweats and thinks, although the process was exciting, it were a bit sudden. She takes out an item and says, "This is for you." Ning Tian, confused, goes, "What's this?" She says, "This is the spirit pearl formed from the energy of the spirit. It contains the heavenly demon's aura. You can use this for daily absorption cultivation. Remember, your cultivation must be gradual and steady. You mustn't absorb too much at once. I won't be there to save you every time you're in danger." Ning Tian says, "All right, cheers." He looks into the distance, sweats, and says, "Wife, now we've destroyed the heavenly demon. Doesn't that count as deceiving our ancestor?" Luo Wuqing says, "This bloke's been deceiving generations of heavenly demonic sect leaders for his own selfish gains. He ain't worthy of being a member of this sect. So no, we ain't deceived anyone." She thinks to herself, "But I didn't expect the manual to actually be a fabricated lie. Without guidance on becoming a god, there's no way for me to break through. If the Righteous Alliance attacks, what'll we do? Well, there's nought we can do about it. If their people come, we'll block 'em with all our might. Even if the heavenly demonic sect gets destroyed, I'll still make the culprits suffer in future." Ning Tian suddenly glows and says, "Wife, I'm breaking through." Luo Wuqing thinks, it's really the godly physique. Within a few days he's had several breakthroughs in succession. Such speed's a rare sight. She walks away and says, "Then I'll leave you to cultivate in peace." System notification. Congratulations, host. Breaking through to 8-star Black Warrior Realm. Congratulations, 9-star Black Warrior Realm. Host has undergone a breakthrough. Congratulations, 1-star Spiritual Realm. Ning Tian says, "After entering the spiritual realm, the difficulty of cultivation increases massively. The aura needed'll go up too. No matter what happens in future, I've got to stabilize me foundation first." At the Shadow Demonic Sect, a disciple shouts, "Sect leader, Yin Sanshi is here." The sect leader turns round and says, "Sanshi, you broke through again." Yin Sanshi smirks and says, "Yes, this disciple has already reached the peak of the spiritual realm, just one step away from the Earth King realm." Shadow Demonic Sect leader says, "You're only 20, yet you can already compare to elders who are around 50. With your potential, our sect's found its successor. It's a shame our sect's being suppressed by that heavenly demonic sect. We'll never get ahead like this. Since ancient times, the demons have respected the strong." Yin Sanshi says, "The heavenly demonic sect has their powerful empress who's been leader for hundreds of years." Shadow Demonic Sect leader says, The heavenly demonic sect follows the demonic path and cultivates demonic arts. But how can a woman with a kind heart and soft hands lead the people of the demonic path? The leader should be our shadow demonic sect. Sanshi. In 3 days, the heavenly demonic sect's holding a Tao conference. You'll go as our representative. You must remember, your presence there is to elevate our sect's reputation. Yin Sanshi says, "What do you mean, sect leader?" Shadow demonic sect leader says, "Everyone in the demonic path's been unsatisfied with the Empress for a long time. Not long ago, dark clouds covered the sun and a thunder tribulation occurred. Many were left restless, so they'll send their geniuses there." Yin Sanshi says, "So, we must trample the heavenly demonic sect's disciples under our feet in front of everyone. Then the Empress will suffer a great loss." Shadow demonic sect leader says, "Exactly. Let's see how she holds onto her position as leader of the demonic path when that happens." Outside, Ning Tian says, "I were lucky this time. The heavenly demon was just in a spirit state, and he happened to be restrained by thunder and light. Otherwise I might have been killed by him. From what I've heard, the various forces are constantly fighting. We'll definitely encounter dangerous situations in future." She was right. There won't always be someone to help me. System notification. Host? The night of the full moon is full of aura. It's a good time to cultivate. Ning Tian says, "I've got to work hard and increase me strength as soon as possible." As he cultivates, a disciple says, "Huh? It's so late, and there's still someone cultivating on Moonlight Cliff." His mate says, "Looks like the Patriarch," a lady says. "It really is him. On a full moon night, he's cultivating here, instead of enjoying the night with his Empress. He's so hard-working." Her friend says, "Men who work hard are so handsome." A bloke says in shock, "Our Patriarch's working so hard, how can we fall behind?" His ugly mate says in a rage, "Yeah, we should all cultivate." System notification. You shocked all the disciples and motivated them to cultivate. Reward 10-fold moonlight aura absorption speed. A few moments later, Ning Tian sweats and says, "Ha! What are they shocked about? Whatever, let's cultivate in peace. Start 10-fold moonlight aura absorption." System notification 10-fold moonlight aura absorption speed begins. Ning Tian continues to radiate. A bloke says, "Heavens, look, even the moonlight's going towards the Patriarch." A lady says, "The Patriarch is truly divine." Great Elder arrives and says, "What are you all doing gathered together in the middle of the night?" The lady says, "Great Elder, please keep your voice down. We don't want to disturb the Patriarch's cultivation." Great Elder's gobsmacked. He sweats and says, "The Patriarch? Are my eyes seeing right? The Patriarch's actually cultivating? And these brats too?" A bloke says to the Great Elder. "Shush!" Ning Tian continues to radiate. His power intensifies. System notification. Host has broken through. Congratulations, 2-star spiritual realm. Ning Tian opens his eyes and says, "Not bad. If I carry on like this, I should be able to reach the Earth King realm within 2 months. Great Elder mutters, "It took me 2 years to break through from spiritual to Earth King. And he's planning to do it in 2 months, saying it like it's as easy as drinking water. This abnormal brat is really." A disciple points at Ning Tian and shouts, "Everyone, look, what's that on the Patriarch? System notification, you shocked all the disciples and the Great Elder. Reward, faith cultivation, faith aura cultivation. System notification, faith cultivation. When you're surrounded by your followers and cultivate with them, the followers' cultivation speed is doubled, and the aura cultivated by the followers replenishes the host." Ning Tian thinks, "Replenish the host? There's no shortage of followers, but if I can get the Great Elder too with his strength, the aura that replenishes me'll be even stronger." He comes down, the disciples fall in love with him. Suddenly he approaches the Great Elder. Ning Tian says, "Great Elder, I saw the night sky, and the moonlight tonight's particularly bright. The aura's also abundant. Why don't we cultivate together? Maybe we can gain a lot." Great Elder says, "There's no need. I've got somewhere else to be." He thinks, in former days the moonlight were the same. What could you gain? A bloke cries, heavens, the patriarch's amazing, I broke through. A lady says, me too. The patriarch's truly amazing. Great elder thinks, what kind of luck did they have tonight? Not just collective cultivation, but collective breakthrough. He clears his throat. Ahem. Since the patriarchs invited me so kindly, I can't refuse. He sits down and says, then. He sweats and thinks, weird, why don't I feel anything? A disciple says, great elder, you need to shout. The patriarch is the coolest first. Great elder says, as the heavenly demonic sect's great elder, I can't say such shameless words. He raises his fist high and says, the patriarch is the coolest. Suddenly a beam of light shines upon him. He feels the heat in his body and gasps, to double the aura entered my body. The patriarch is truly the coolest. Ning Tian thinks, yes, with the aura of the moonlight, the pearl and the power of faith, the effect's indeed greater. Great elder cries and blushes. With the patriarch here, the heavens have truly blessed our sect. At the heavenly demonic palace, great elder says, greetings to the Empress, forgive me, I'm late. Luo Wuqing says, what happened, great elder? Great elder says, reply unto the Empress. I followed the patriarch to cultivate at Moonlight Cliff last night, so I was late. The bald elder says, with the patriarch? He's only a black warrior realm. Great elder says, no, you don't understand. I cultivated with the patriarch, and the aura was more abundant and effective than usual. A bloke says, although there hasn't been a breakthrough yet, your aura's definitely consolidated a lot. A masked man says, great elder, take me with you next time. Luo Wuqing says, this bloke didn't come back all night and made such a fuss. Everyone, let's get back to business, the Tao conference is about to begin soon. At that time there'll be countless geniuses come into our sect. Even if it's a friendly matter, the disciples of the heavenly demonic sect mustn't fall behind others. Elders, do you understand? Great elder says, yes. The masked man says, yes. 3 days later, a lady says, great stone sect, greeting the heavenly demonic sect. A bloke says, splitting mountain sect, greeting the heavenly demonic sect. A lady in purple says, heaven soaring sect, greeting the heavenly demonic sect. Another says, shadow demonic sect, greeting the heavenly demonic sect. A disciple says, so many people's come to the conference this time. His mate says, even the 3 great demonic geniuses are here. That's the genius of the heaven soaring sect, Ling Ao, a genius swordsman, cool and calm. I heard he's the young master of the sect, the chief disciple of the shadow demonic sect, Yin Sanshi. He's so vicious he once slaughtered a whole village on his own. However, the shadow demonic sect and our heavenly demonic sect have always been at odds. Hard to say if he's here with good intentions, or if something else is brewing. They look behind and say, it smells nice. The lady says, it's the saint of Yaoqi. They've got no disputes with anyone. They didn't come to the Empress wedding either. But this time a saint's come. Li Changsheng says, welcome to the heavenly demonic sect, everyone. I'm Li Changsheng. I'll take you to the conference stage. Yaoqi saint says, senior brother, I saw many disciples of the heavenly demonic sect cultivating on the cliff peak over there from a distance. May I ask which genius disciple of your sect is on top of the cliff? Li Changsheng says, oh, that's our patriarch who's leading them. They all think to themselves, the patriarch, the Empress' husband. Ling Ao scoffs, just in the spiritual realm. He can't even take care of himself and he's leading others? That's nonsense. A disciple shouts, ha ha ha, I broke through. The patriarch's truly a god. A lady echoes, ha ha ha, I broke through. The patriarch's truly a god. Ling Ao sneers, such a pretense. Ning Tian thinks, this chance to improve my skills, how could I miss it? At the conference stage, Brother Li punches a stone. Hiya, he says. The great mountain sect's power is infinite. Please guide me. Heavenly demonic sect's senior brother. Heavenly demonic sect's senior brother says, of course, junior brother Li. I'll gladly guide you. He gets buffed and punches the stone, Brother Lee's gobsmacked. He says, I lost. Great Elder says, we've got elite disciples. They'll definitely achieve a total victory in this conference. Brother Wuqing says, don't be too happy. The 3 most difficult opponents haven't taken the stage yet. Ning Tian suddenly appears behind her, eating an apple, and says, 3 most difficult opponents? Let me see 'em. Yin Sanshi levitates and says, some people cultivate with the Tao of swords, some with the Tao of music. Each path of the Tao has its own characteristics. I'm Yin Sanshi, and I don't care about any of them today. Let's just talk about what is Tao. An elder says, is the shadow demonic sect here to cause trouble? Another says, what is this question even? The Tao is truly mysterious. No one can solve this question. Yin Sanshi says, no one's thought of the answer for thousands of years. He thinks, today I'll let your heavenly demonic sect get on stage and not get off. Brother Wuqing thinks, it's said that if one understands even a bit of the Tao, they can break through without even cultivating the shadow demonic sects. Come prepared today. A bald elder says, what should we do? Drive him away for causing trouble. Great elder says, no, in that case won't our sect lose face? This is what the shadow demonic sect's waiting for. A bald elder says, then should we just admit defeat today and let him slap us in the face like this? Ning Tian bites his apple and says, wife, are all the shadow demonic sect disciples sissies like him? Such a pity, just like a woman in men's clothes. Yin Sanshi thinks, to be so close to Luo Qingqing he must be the patriarch, right? Such a worthless man for her. Wow, he hates being called a woman the most. Who's that crazy? If you offend him, you'll be in big trouble. Yin Sanshi says, no one in the entire heavenly demonic sect can answer me. Ning Tian says, sissy, is such a simple question worthy of being asked at a Tao conference. Yin Sanshi thinks, he's so calm. Does he really have an answer to my question? That's impossible. I've been preparing this question for a long time. This stupid patriarch's only in the spiritual realm. How could he know? Great Elder says, do you know the answer, patriarch? Ning Tian says, what is Tao? I don't know what's so difficult about this simple question. Just take a good look. He leaps to the arena. The announcer says, the patriarch has entered the stage. The crowd goes wild. The patriarch's shocked us too many times now. A lady swoons. Ah, how will he shock us this time? Yin Sanshi says, I see that you're young and your level's low. Does the heavenly demonic sect really wish to be so hasty as to send you to answer my question? Ning Tian says, sometimes some things ain't determined by age. Ling Ao scoffs. It's stupid to call this question simple. I suppose he's just talking nonsense. Yao Qi Saint remains silent and beautiful. Ning Tian says, sissy, I'll now tell you what Tao is. Tao, it's formless, soundless and scentless. It's vast with no boundaries and tiny with no space. A bird lands on his finger. He continues, Tao, it creates all of heaven and earth. It's the whole energy that dominates everything in the world. A bloke says, as expected of the patriarch, his understanding of the Tao is so deep and unfathomable. His mate says, why couldn't I understand the patriarch's words? A lady says, regardless, he looks so cool. Yao Qi Saint thinks, he's worthy of being the legendary patriarch. He stabilized the situation with just 2 sentences. Yin Sanshi sneers. Do you think you can get away with it by spouting some words that no one understands? Ning Tian says, what are you on about? Hey, it's bad to be that uneducated. Listen carefully. For you, there won't be a lesson like this again. There are 3,000 paths, each of which has its own understanding. Take the sword Tao, for example. This path uses sword intent. It's the understanding of the swordsman's sword. If the person who's practicing swordsmanship understands sword intent, he can be said to have understood the sword Tao. By analogy, what is Tao? I don't need to explain them one by one, do I? A disciple says, what the patriarch's saying is that there are 3,000 kinds of Tao among those paths, right? Every one of them's unique in its own way. Ning Tian says, the Tao is simply the path you chose. Among the 3,000 paths, when you succeed in cultivating one, the Tao's already in your heart. Otherwise, how could you succeed in cultivation? A lady squeals, "Ha ha, I get it." A bloke says, "The patriarch's words have enlightened me, solved all me issues." His mate shouts, I'm gonna break through." Yin Sanshi stammers, "It can't be. Impossible. To cultivate the Tao, to understand the Tao. The Tao's in the heart. If it were that simple, I'm breaking through." Ning Tian smirks. He doesn't admit it with his mouth, but his body's honest. He thinks, "Didn't expect that my casual talk could shock these talented people. They must be easy to fool. System notification, you shocked everyone present. Bonus skill card, Great Emperor Strike. System notification, Great Emperor Strike. You can use the strike of a peak immortal Emperor Realm Cultivator. After use, the skill card becomes invalid." Ning Tian thinks, "The strike of a peak immortal Emperor Realm Cultivator. If I encounter a powerful enemy whose realm's several stages above mine, this is equivalent to having a life-saving trick." Great Elder says, "In the past, a wise thought from him shook the hearts of many talents, and now he's cleared up everyone's doubts. Having such a patriarch is truly a rare blessing for—" Yin Sanshi says, "I admit, it's my loss today." He walks away. A bloke shouts, "The patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect is amazing." Yin Sanshi mutters, "The plan's failed, so the sect leader's got to make a move." He looks back and scoffs, "So what if you can answer it? After I return to this sect, you and your sect will suffer a huge loss of face." Ling Ao steps up. "Heaven-soaring sect, Ling Ao, please guide me, patriarch. I wish to discuss the sword Tao." The crowd buzzes. The show's startin'. Ling Ao's the most powerful among the three geniuses, and his strongest point swordsmanship. Can the patriarch still stand victorious? Ning Tian says, "Bring it on." He thinks, "Great, just in time to test the martial arts given by the system." Ling Ao says, "The shadow sword in my hands, a treasure-grade weapon." He charges at Ning Tian. The crowd gasps, "Heaven!" In the entire heavenly spirit domain, a treasure weapon's one of the most powerful. The sect leader really values him, giving him such a sword. Treasure grade? Is it that powerful? Ning Tian stands his ground. Weapons of the domain are generally divided into 5 grades: magic weapon, spiritual weapon, treasure weapon, immortal weapon, and artifact. Ning Tian thinks, "I heard there's grades above artifact, but no one's seen 'em. I see." However, the weapon's secondary. Its effectiveness still depends on the user. Ling Ao says, "Patriarch, why don't you have a sword? If you don't, how can we discuss the sword Tao?" Ning Tian says, "I don't have one." A disciple shouts, "Patriarch, I've got a good one." Another says, "Use mine, Patriarch, mine's good. It's a spiritual weapon." Ning Tian says, "Although I've got no physical sword, I've got others. Aura turning into sword, your swordsmanship's reached complete perfection. Sword intent dragon." A massive dragon attacks Ling Ao. He grits his teeth. The crowd says, "Such fierce sword intent. It's like a blue dragon bursting out of the mountain peak. Incredible." Ning Tian says, "Ahem, sorry, me hand slipped. Even if I've understood sword intent, I still need more practice to master it." Ling Ao says, "The sword intents you and I have mastered ain't at the same level at all. There's really always someone better. Patriarch, I surrender. In this exchange, I've lost." A lady in love with Ning Tian swoons. "He won, I knew it. The patriarch would definitely win." Her boyfriend says, "He actually defeated the most powerful genius of the demonic path. The patriarch's truly strong." Ning Tian thinks, "At least I got the chance to fight someone and test the sword intent." He watches Ling Ao walk away. Ning Tian turns and says, "Yao Qi Saint, will you come next?" Yao Qi Saint, beautiful as ever, says, "Patriarch, I'm not here to discuss Tao, I'm here to—" Suddenly dark energy surrounds Ning Tian. He thinks, "This is bad. Me aura's being suppressed. I can't move. It strengthens." He panics, "Damn it. It's an immortal Emperor Realm Cultivator, but it can't be Luo Wuqing." Who is it? The crowd feels the aura. In the distance, Luo Wuqing unleashes her power. The crowd says, "The aura vanished. The Empress is as strong as ever." An old man says, "It's fortunate the Empress took action." Luo Wuqing says, "Old shadow demon, now you're here, why bother hiding like a rat?" Suddenly a portal opens. Old shadow demon cackles, "Ha ha ha. Luo Wuqing, our 5 major sects have been long dissatisfied with your sect being the leader of the demonic Tao. If you know what's good for you, then hand over your position as leader." He's joined by Poison Valley leader, Snake Venom, Demonic Soul Sect Elder, Soul Destroyer, Yin Yang Sect leader, Wei Yin Yang, Scorpion Gate Lady, Scorpion, Shadow Demonic Sect leader, Old Shadow Demon. Ning Tian says, 5 proper strong immortal Emperor realm cultivators all come together to force the heavenly demonic sect. All immortal emperors, 5 of them such strong people, forcing their way into our sect. Can me missus stop 'em? System notification. There's no need for the host to worry. You underestimate your wife's power. This system recommends the host to enjoy the show. Ning Tian thinks, at worst, I'll have to activate the Emperor's punch skill to give me wife a helping hand. Luo Wuqing rages in aura and snarls, "Oh, you want to be the leader? Are you worthy of it?" The Yaoqi Saint's mate says, she didn't pay him any mind at all. Could it be that the Empress' cultivation's so high it far surpasses theirs? Yaoqi Saint says, "Looks like that battle today's inevitable." Ning Tian puts up a thumbs up and thinks, she's indeed my wife. So domineering. Scorpion Gate Lady, Scorpion shows off her tiny scorpion and says, "Luo Wuqing, since you're so arrogant, don't blame us for attacking." Elder Soul Destroyer, why don't you bring out your sect's treasure? Demonic Soul Sect Elder Soul Destroyer uses his skill, Soul Destroying Diagram. Multiple skeletons come out to attack. Soul Destroyer says, "This is a low-grade immortal weapon. It took 9,999 souls to refine. Their souls will be trapped in it forever, unable to reincarnate. Although I can't summon that many souls for the time being, I can still summon a mere 3,000. The crowd shudders. Immortal weapons are extremely strong. It's said some are even able to let the holder cross realms and defeat their enemies. A lady with a huge chest says, "Right. Even if one appears, all sects would fight for it to death." A weak bloke says, "He actually took out such a weapon. The Empress is in trouble. 9,999 souls to refine this. This diagram's truly wicked." System notification. Don't worry, host. Your thunder tribulation can subdue this soul destruction tech. These 3,000 souls are a good resource. Each one can power up your soul pearl. Ning Tian thinks, not bad, system. I've got to get me hands on that soul destruction diagram. Luo Wuqing says, a low-grade immortal weapon. Seems like you've been carefully preparing for a long time. Old Shadow Demon says, of course, to beat you, each of us has prepared an immortal weapon. Let's see how you can resist. Ning Tian says, don't be afraid, wife. These old guys are just bragging right now. How the weapon's used depends on its master. Leave that old Soul Destroyer to me. Soul Destroyer sneers, you brat. Without Luo Wuqing protecting you, I could kill you with one finger. Suddenly, Luo Wuqing beams powerful energy above and says, 1 divine realm, 7 stars. 4 divine realms, 3 stars. I wonder what'll happen now. Do you dare challenge me? Soul Destroyer sweats and says, she's at the peak of the immortal emperor. Old ghost, you didn't mention she'd reached 9 stars. He charges forward and says, so what? We're attacking with all we've got. I don't think she can withstand it. Old Shadow Demon sweats and says, Elder Soul Destroyer, use the 3,000 souls to deal with the others. Soul Destroyer uses his skill. 3,000 souls. Kill, they all charge. Luo Wuqing blasts them all with a huge strike. Great Elder shouts, Elders of the Heavenly Demonic Sect, follow me in killing these souls. The others reply, yes, Ning Tian says, these 3,000 souls again. He opens his eyes and says, if you meet me, you turn to ashes in the end. A bloke says, each of the souls is comparable to an Earth King realm existence. His mate says, the Patriarch's just in the spiritual realm, yet he's so relaxed facing the souls. System notification, you shocked all the elders. Reward, Thunder tribulation restraint. Tenfold comprehension of the thunder tribulation restraint formation. Comprehension complete. Ning Tian says, right on time. Thunder tribulation restraint formation. Soul destroyer diagram. Restrained. Soul destroyer feels pain all over his whole body. Ning Tian says, I want to give you a helping hand finding true freedom. What I do ain't that much. A bloke sweats. He created the formation in seconds. Another says, is the patriarch a formation master? A lady says, the patriarch becomes even more mysterious. Ning Tian grins, hey, got it! A scroll opens, he says, old man, thanks for the 3,000 souls. Soul destroyer shouts, shadow demon, where did that brat come from? He actually refined my diagram. Snake venom says, he's by no means trash. Old shadow demon says, it must have been pretending to be weak, he deceived us. Luo Wuqing says, you don't have the power to fight back, but you still have time to chat. You 5, die. Old shadow demon yells, watch out, use your spiritual power quickly. They all use heavenly demonic palm. They fly away from her attack, crying out in pain, ha! Snake venom says, we must have fallen into their trap, now that 2 of them have joined forces. Old shadow demon says, we can only sacrifice the immortal weapons. Kill her first, then deal with the rest. Wei Yin-yang says, yes, if we don't unite, this'll be our end. They all stand up, Soul Destroyer, Snake Venom and Scorpion, and say, let's attack. Luo Wuqing suddenly feels something. She sees a purple light ahead. The attacks come. Shadow Blade attack. Soldering Edge. Black Shadow Blade. Scorpion Venom. Old Shadow Demon shouts, Elder Soul Destroyer, take action quickly. Soul Destroyer snarls, brat, you refined my diagram. Luo Wuqing's shocked. Ning Tian. She rages in power and roars, if you dare hurt him, I'll tear you to pieces. She explodes in power, the enemies cough. She unleashes heavenly demonic palm. They all feel pain and scream, ah! Soul Destroyer hisses, you brat, you'll die today. Luo Wuqing shouts, Ning Tian. Great Elder cries, Patriarch. Bald Elder says, is the legendary patriarch of our sect destined to die today? Ling Ao says, the shadow demonic sect and the other sects are simply too wicked. Yachi Saint says, don't act rashly yet. This is a battle between immortal Emperor realm cultivators. It's not something we can interfere with. Ning Tian rages in power and snarls, you old bastard system, activate the Great Emperor's strike for me. System notification, skill card, Great Emperor's strike. Ning Tian roars, go! Soul Destroyer gasps, an immortal emperor's power. This kid, is he an immortal emperor? Ning Tian says, old man, it's you who deserves to die today. A huge energy forms from Ning Tian. He attacks Soul Destroyer. Soul Destroyer explodes. Ling Ao stammers, a strong cultivator of the immortal emperor realm, turned to dust with just one strike. Ning Tian watches silently. Luo Wuqing says, Ning Tian, you. She thinks, Ning Tian's clearly only in the spiritual realm. How did he release the aura of an immortal emperor? Suddenly Ning Tian spits blood. Luo Wuqing catches him and says, Ning Tian, are you hurt? Ning Tian's face is smothered in her massive soft chest. He thinks, my heartless wife, you still care for me. The elders rush over. Patriarch, how's the patriarch? Great Elder grabs Ning Tian away from her chest and says, he's all right, just passed out from exhaustion. Luo Wuqing says, next, it's time to settle our accounts. Suddenly the 5 elders leg it. Old Shadow Demon shouts, run, quickly run. Luo Wuqing takes out her bow and snarls, you want to escape from my hands. Do you think that's possible? She shoots her arrows, they fly fast. Scorpion gets hit in the chest. Snake Venom gets hit too. Wei Yin-yang screams, ah! Old Shadow Demon gets hit in the chest. He gasps, Luo Wuqing, you're mental. Blood escape. A blood portal opens, they vanish. Luo Wuqing says, Great Elder, now that the immortal emperors of the 4 sects have been taken care of, go and finish them off. At the Righteous Alliance, Righteous Path sect leader says in shock, what? The 4 major sects are all gone. The elder says, the shadow demonic sect, the second largest sect of the demonic Tao, led the 4 immortal emperors to force the heavenly demonic sect. Unexpectedly, only old shadow demon escaped with serious injuries. The Empress's good-for-nothing husband summoned the power of an immortal emperor to kill Elder Soul Destroyer with one strike. Righteous Path sect leader says, Luo Wuqing's also extremely powerful at the peak of the immortal emperor realm. How many dare to provoke her? As for that good-for-nothing, maybe she'd given him some means of protection. Righteous Path sect elder says, despite this, the names of the heavenly demonic sect and that patriarch are now spread throughout the heavenly spirit domain. Righteous Path sect leader says, it's not an issue. When the void god Heavenly Palace's leader comes out of seclusion, with us being at the peak of the immortal emperor realm, how can Luo Wuqing be our opponent? Also, tell everyone, the many disciples that have been sent out for training, if they meet the heavenly demonic sect's disciples, kill without mercy. Righteous Path sect elder says, yes, at the heavenly demonic sect holy pool, 3 days later, Ning Tian rests on a rock. He feels pain and groans. Ah, I'm still alive. My whole body feels like it's fallen apart. I thought I was going to meet me end with that old man. Luo Wuqing says, it's been 3 days. Have you not awakened yet? Ning Tian thinks, wife, she says. Ning Tian, no matter how long it takes, I'll definitely wake you up. He smiles and thinks, my wife's so crude with words but actually so soft-hearted. A typical person who acts cold but is warm on the inside. Hey, I shouldn't expose myself yet. Let's wait for me wife to come over, then surprise her. Luo Wuqing, beautiful as ever, walks towards him. Ning Tian thinks, it's the first time I've seen her body so clearly. I was too impulsive last time, so I didn't get a clear impression of it. Luo Wuqing said, my holy yang physique can activate the healing aura of the holy pool and accelerate your recovery. But the aura needed for this treatment makes my vitality surge, so all clothes must be removed. Fortunately, he's still unconscious. Strange, why is his heartbeat so rapid? Could his injury have gotten worse? She suddenly leans in close to Ning Tian and presses her body against him. Ning Tian blushes, a trickle of blood comes out his nose. Luo Wuqing, confused, goes, can an unconscious person get a nosebleed? Ning Tian sweatin' buckets. She suddenly twigs, covers herself up and snaps. You're already awake? Ning Tian's eyes snap open. Blood squirts from his nose. He goes, morning, dear wife. Sleep well last night. Luo Wuqing says, I couldn't sleep comfortably without you. Ning Tian says, dear wife, you're so fit. Luo Wuqing says, such a smooth tongue. Now you're awake. Get dressed. You're coming with me. Ning Tian thinks, is this her being shy? Didn't expect me wife to have such a charm inside. A few moments later, Ning Tian says, dear wife, where we heading now? Suddenly voices ring out. We greet the patriarch. Congratulations on the patriarch's successful recovery. The patriarch elevated our sex might again system notification, as the host has shocked everyone in sight. The level of faith cultivation has been improved, and faith energy has been stored. When your faith energy reaches full capacity, it can be used as a means of attack. System notification, faith energy absorption +1, faith energy absorption +1, faith energy absorption +2. Current faith energy storage, 30/100. Ning Tian thinks, that's mint. Not only does it counter aura, but it can also store faith energy and turn it into an attack. Great Elder says, Patriarch, you've finally woken up. We were all proper worried about you. Another elder adds, yeah, a proper strong immortal emperor realm cultivator got killed by the Patriarch with one move. Great Elder says, Patriarch, you're well amazing. Luo Wuqing takes out a sword and multiple items. Great Elder says, Empress, ain't these the immortal weapons taken from those 4? Luo Wuqing says, the Wind Dragon Spear, a low-grade immortal weapon that emerges like a dragon with immeasurable power. The Black Tortoise Shield, a low-grade immortal weapon, black as ink and indestructible. The red sky sword, a middle-grade immortal weapon, red like a blazing flame. Ning Tian helped massively with the annihilation of the 4 sects. The heavenly demonic sect doesn't treat its disciples poorly. So please choose one of these 3. Ning Tian thinks, all 3. Nah, with me current strength I can't control all 3. The red sky sword, a middle-grade immortal weapon, red like a blazing flame. He takes the red sky sword and says, then I choose red sky. With this deep aura, it's definitely an extraordinary weapon. He raises his finger with blood and says, blood contract. Recognize your master. The red sky sword blazes in fire. The crowd says, he's worthy of being the patriarch. Ning Tian opens his eyes. Power rages. The crowd gasps. The blazing flames aura's so strong. What a powerful reaction. Who'd have guessed the patriarch's sword intent would be so great? Ning Tian says, weird. The aura suddenly weakened. It became like an ordinary spiritual weapon's aura. Brother Wuqing says, red sky has that specific trait. Its grade changes together with its master's strength. Ning Tian says, so the master's strength is what determines its grade. She says, yes, the stronger you become, the stronger it'll become. The weaker you are, the weaker it'll be. Everything depends on your strength. Ning Tian says, cheers, dear wife. He thinks, as long as I keep improving, there's no limit to it. Red sky'll eventually become an immortal weapon stronger than any other. Brother Wuqing says, Ning Tian, I've got something to ask you. He says, yeah. She says, that day, your great emperor's strike, where'd it come from? I know it's not possible to summon the emperor's shadow just by relying on your physique. Ning Tian thinks, above the immortal emperor realm, there are even stronger people. And this heavenly spirit domain is just one of the 3 heavens and 9 realms. Even if I can trust Brother Wuqing right now, the system's involved too. The fewer people who know about it, the safer I am. He says, I don't want to lie, but right now. Brother Wuqing says, forget it. Since you don't want to tell me, don't. But the treasures you hide mustn't be exposed. Remember, there's always someone greater and stronger. Ning Tian says, cheers for being so understanding, dear wife. Don't worry, I'll tell you if I get the chance in future. Just don't know when that'll be. Suddenly a sexy voice says, reporting to the Empress. Yaoqi's saint is asking for an audience. Ning Tian and Brother Wuqing look over. Brother Wuqing says, please ask her to wait for me in the main hall. I'll be there right away. A few moments later, Yaoqi saint says, Your Majesty the Empress, by order of the Queen Mother of the West, I'm here to borrow your sect's heavenly mirror. Brother Wuqing says, the heavenly mirror's a precious treasure of our heavenly demonic sect. Why does the saint need to borrow it? Yaoqi saint blushes and says, forgive me, Empress. This involves the secret of Yaoqi's holy land, so I can't tell. However, by the Queen Mother's order, if your sect's willing to lend us the mirror, we're willing to provide you with a Yaoqi immortal elixir. Brother Wuqing says, a Yaoqi immortal elixir. That's unexpected. Yaoqi's holy land's even willing to take out their elixir to borrow the heavenly mirror. In the holy land of Yaoqi, there's a unique immortal dew lotus. It takes 10 years for one flower to form, and it's full of spiritual energy. It can even allow someone at the peak of the immortal emperor realm to step into the demigod realm. That's why it's called the Yaoqi immortal elixir. Yaoqi saint says, I wonder if the Empress is willing. If you can get the elixir and successfully break through, you'll have a better chance of winning against the Righteous Alliance's siege. Brother Wuqing says, I can lend you the mirror, but you've got to agree to one condition. Yaoqi saint says, what is it? At night. Ning Tian says, you want me to take the mirror to Yaoqi's holy land, and the elixir can increase the probability of my breakthrough. Brother Wuqing says, no matter how slim the chance is, it's worth a try. In addition, I know you've been working hard to improve. I won't miss this chance to aid you. There's a sacred place in Yaoqi where you can improve your physique. When you take the mirror to them, mention this to the Queen Mother of the West. She'll approve. Ning Tian thinks, right, if it hadn't been for Brother Wuqing, I might have died in someone else's hands already, even if not in that old man's soul destroyer's. Only by improving my physique will I not exhaust myself in future when using advanced techniques. He says, cheers for your consideration. By the way, dear wife, it's said that all of Yaoqi's disciples are women. Ain't you afraid? Brother Wuqing says, no, if you do something bad you'll pay for it. Ning Tian says, so you ain't afraid of becoming a widow? She says, course not. Are you planning on going to the cliff to continue cultivating, or will you go to bed? Ning Tian, all excited, says. He jumps into bed and says, course, I'll go to bed. Brother Wuqing says, ah. Steam comes from her breath. She touches Ning Tian's lips and says, wait, you're not allowed to do that to me. I'm not ready. She looks away. Ning Tian says, all right. Brother Wuqing says, but I can still sleep in your arms. He hugs her in bed. In a different scene, at the heavenly demonic palace. The crowd says, the patriarch didn't go to the cliff last night. He must have been cultivating somewhere else instead. Such a hard-working patriarch. He's truly worthy of being a role model for our entire generation. Ning Tian says, no matter where, I always need to work harder. Brother Wuqing says, Great Elder, please take out the heavenly mirror. Great Elder says, yes. He takes out the mirror and says, this is the treasure of our heavenly demonic sect, the heavenly mirror. Nothing can be hidden from this mirror. Brother Wuqing says, give me your hand. Ning Tian holds out his hand. She says, I'll carve a formation onto your palm that can be used to control the mirror. The heavenly mirror has the power of the Emperor. Others can't snatch it away from you. So rest assured. Ning Tian says, yeah, I get it. He uses the mirror. Brother Wuqing says, then you can go to Yaoqi with the Saintess. Yaoqi Saint looks back and says, Heavenly Pegasus. The Heavenly Pegasus appears. She says, Patriarch Ning Tian, please. Ning Tian imagines something naughty with Yaoqi Saint and thinks, ain't this place a bit too cramped? He says, I thank the Saintess for her kindness, but I can't go inside your heavenly carriage. Yaoqi Saint thinks, many young heroes have wanted to ride the Pegasus with me, but he declined. Brother Wuqing raises her hand and says, Spirit Feather Sparrow. Ning Tian covers his eyes from the bright light. She says, this is the Spirit Feather Sparrow, a level 6 monster. It's equivalent to a cultivator of the Sky King realm. It'll take you to Yaoqi. Spirit Feather Sparrow says, tweet, Ning Tian says, so. A level 6 monster's equivalent to a cultivator of the Sky King realm. Spirit Feather Sparrow says, tweet. Ning Tian rides the sparrow and says, dear wife, I'll come back as soon as I can. Brother Wuqing says, stay safe. Ning Tian says, Spirit Feather Sparrow, let's go to Yaoqi Holy Land. They fly off. Ning Tian says, this is the first time I've left the sect since coming to this world. I heard there are 3 heavens and 9 realms. The heavenly spirit domain's located in the 2nd heaven, and it's been divided into 2, righteous and demonic Tao. The Yaoqi Holy Lands always maintained neutrality, and the 2 sides never bothered them. If there's truly a place to improve one's physique in the Holy Land, I'm definitely not the only one who wants to go there. I wonder what kind of trouble I'll encounter when we arrive. Yaoqi Saint says, Patriarch Ning Tian, the heavenly spirit domain's vast and Yaoqi Holy Lands far in the west. So this trip will take about 1 day and 1 night. Ning Tian says, cheers for letting me know, Saintess. He thinks, since there's so much time left, I can't waste it. I'll cultivate instead. Yaoqi Saint says, why is there such a rich aura at such a high altitude? She opens the curtains. She's gobsmacked. Ning Tian? Is he really only in the spiritual realm? Why can he produce such a heavy aura? System notification, you shocked the Saintess of Yaoqi. Reward, joyful Tao of 3,000. Ning Tian thinks feel free to get shocked by me, it don't bother me. I'll just carry on cultivating at dusk. The spirit feather sparrow and Pegasus fly through the sky. Ning Tian keeps cultivate and system notification. Host has broken. Congratulations. 3-star spiritual realm. Congratulations. 4-star spiritual realm. Ning Tian says, "Ha, after accumulating aura for several days, I've finally broken through 2 minor realms at once. At Yaoqi Holy Land," Yaoke says, "on the order of the Queen Mother of the West. Yaoke is here to lead our guests to the immortal spirit spring for body temper in Heavenly Vault Holy Land," Holy Sun says. "Cheers, Miss Yaoke." What's this sudden gust of wind? Ning Tian and Yao Shi Saint arrive. Yao Shi Saint says, "Patriarch Ning Tian, we've arrived at Yaoqi Holy Land." Ning Tian says, "It's indeed beautiful. Ain't an exaggeration to call it a wonderland." Yaoke says, "Saintess, this person is..." Yao Shi Saint says, "This is the patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect, Ning Tian." Yaoke and her mates say, "Is this the famous legendary patriarch? I didn't expect the patriarch to be so young and handsome." "Yes, the patriarch's really handsome. I feel like I can't breathe." Yao Shi Saint says, "I didn't expect the patriarch to have such charm." Ning Tian clears his throat. "Ahem, of course," he thinks. "It's definitely not because of my charming physique." Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun thinks, "Damn it, the way Yaoke looked at me just now was special, but she's praising another man for being young and handsome the next second." Unexpectedly, the patriarch who stole the spotlight at the Empress wedding is actually only in the spiritual realm. The Empress must have found her husband too weak, so she sent him here to take a dip in the spring and avoid embarrassment in future. He says, "As we've met at this Yaoqi Holy Land, this Holy Sun humbly greets the patriarch." The patriarch's words broke through the heart of the original Holy Sun of our Heavenly Vault Holy Land. There's an uproar in the heavenly spirit domain. He thinks, "Ha, I ain't trash like the previous Holy Sun." "As long as you admit this, I'll definitely test you." Ning Tian says, "I don't remember this. There were so many Holy Suns that day." Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun is gobsmacked. "You don't remember? You're the reason we lost all face, and you forgot about it. To not even recall our Heavenly Vault Holy Land. It's so disrespectful to us." Yao Shi Saint says, "Patriarch Ning Tian, please come with me. I'll take you to see the Queen Mother of the West." Ning Tian says, "Cheers, Saintess." He thinks, "I wonder what kind of person the Queen Mother of the West is." A few moments later, Yao Shi Saint says, "Patriarch, this is our Yaoqi Palace." Ning Tian says, "I see." He thinks unexpectedly there's such a scene in this palace. Sexy ladies play some music. Queen Mother of the West suddenly arrives and says, "I wonder what the legendary patriarch thinks of my Yaoqi Palace." The ladies say, "We greet the Queen Mother of the West." Ning Tian thinks, being able to break through the void like this, she seems to be an immortal emperor. He says, "I greet the Queen Mother of the West." He thinks, "I thought she'd be an old lady, didn't expect her to be so young." Queen Mother of the West says, "At first, I thought the Empress was mental, but it seems her husband's quite nice." Ning Tian blushes and thinks, "Damn it, what's going on? Why's me heart racing? I shouldn't be that excited." System notification. Host. The Queen Mother of the West has an extremely charming fox physique, which is the natural enemy of the godly physique. Only by using the godly physique can you resist the power of the charming physique. Ning Tian thinks, "Resist the power of the charming physique with my godly physique. Phew, I've got to relax." Queen Mother of the West thinks, "Even a strong cultivator of the celestial realm might not be able to resist my extremely charming physique. He's only in the spiritual realm, but he's actually able to resist it." Ning Tian says, "Is such an attitude from the Queen Mother of the West acceptable? I'm here representing my sect." He thinks, "I'm still Luo Wuqing's husband." Queen Mother of the West says, "I'm just joking, Patriarch. Forgive me. I was being careless." Ning Tian says, let's get back to business. I wonder what the Queen Mother of the West wants our heavenly mirror for. Queen Mother of the West says, please follow me, Patriarch. Outside, a lady says, what should we do? We can't delay it any longer. The spring definitely can't be kept under that thing's control. The Queen Mother of the West sent someone to borrow the heavenly mirror, but we don't know when it'll be brought back. Queen Mother of the West says, everyone, this is Patriarch Ning Tian of the heavenly demonic sect. He's here escorting the heavenly mirror. Ning Tian says, why is the spring so dark and unusual? Queen Mother of the West says, this. The Patriarch doesn't need to worry. Our disciples accidentally polluted the water source while cultivating. We can't handle it on our own, so we've got to borrow your heavenly mirror. Ning Tian says, even the Queen Mother of the West can't deal with it. She says, although I'm a strong cultivator in the immortal Emperor realm, I know nothing about dealing with such things. Ning Tian thinks, the Queen Mother of the West and these elders, they must be hiding something from me, whatever. The affairs of other holy lands ain't my business. I just need to complete this task, enhance my physique, and get the immortal elixir. He says, so, I just need to use the heavenly mirror on the spring, right? Queen Mother of the West says, yes, but the heavenly mirror's an immortal weapon, the Patriarch's only in the spiritual realm. Will you be able to exert its full power? Ning Tian says, you're underestimating me and my wife. Since my wife carved the formation into my body, that means I'm able to use the heavenly mirror. Queen Mother of the West says, the Patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect actually has a spiritual sea while in the spiritual realm. A lady says, not only does he have a spiritual sea, but also 199 thunder tribulation spiritual veins. He's extremely talented. His future's limitless. System notification, you shocked the Queen Mother of the West and Yaoqi's elders. Buff card earned. Powerful physique card. A beam of light hits the water. Ning Tian thinks, the black aura that's gushing out of the spring must be what the Queen Mother of the West's hiding. Is that black aura resisting me? He says, shine light upon Yaoqi, eradicate all filth. The water suddenly becomes clear. Ning Tian says heavenly mirror return. He thinks, I'm exhausted. Yaoqi Saint catches him. She says, Patriarch, be careful. Queen Mother of the West says, Yaoqi. The Patriarch's exhausted himself. Please help him recuperate. I'll come back later to thank the Patriarch for his help. Yaoqi Saint says, yes. Queen Mother of the West says to the others, pass my orders. No one's allowed to approach the immortal spring without my permission from now on. The elders say, yes. They all jump away. A few moments later, Ning Tian thinks, no wonder Brother Wuqing refused to give me all 3 immortal weapons at that time. Just activating the heavenly mirror at full power drained my aura completely. Fortunately, my recovery's quicker with God's record. Suddenly Yaoqi Saint arrives and says, Patriarch, haven't you exhausted your aura? To get up now, I'm afraid that. Ning Tian smiles awkwardly and shows off his biceps. No problem, I'm almost fully recovered. Yaoqi Saint is gobsmacked. That quickly? She thinks, I clearly saw him exhausting his entire spiritual sea just now. He was completely dried up. Ning Tian's nose suddenly becomes pointy from Lion's system notification. You shocked Yaoqi's Saintess. Aura cultivation 300. Queen Mother of the West suddenly arrives and says, Yaoqi, you can't say such casual things to a man. Yaoqi Saint says, I greet the Queen Mother of the West. Suddenly she's confused. Queen Mother of the West comes close to Ning Tian and says, boy, your physique looks good. To express my gratitude, would you like to stay in my Yaoqi Holy Land for a few days? You can choose from all of my Yaoqi Holy Land's elixirs. How about it? Ning Tian says, no need for that. Cheers for your kindness, Queen Mother of the West. He thinks, The Yaoqi Holy Land's full of female disciples. If Luo Wuqing finds out about this, I'll definitely get punished for it. He says, Queen Mother of the West, before departure, my wife specially recommended to me the Holy Land that can enhance my physique. She said that you, the Queen Mother of the West, wouldn't refuse this request. Queen Mother of the West says, So, the Patriarch wishes to go to the immortal spring. We, from the Yaoqi Holy Land, always repay the kindness we receive. The preparation of the elixir will take 2 months. We'll send it to the heavenly demonic sect when it's done. As for the immortal spring, I won't refuse. I only need the Patriarch to answer one question for me. Ning Tian says, What is it? He sweats. Queen Mother of the West says, Luo Wuqing or me? Who's prettier? Ning Tian says, Is it something I need to consider? The Queen Mother of the West is pretty, but my wife's naturally the best. The Queen Mother is gobsmacked. She slaps Ning Tian's face and says, All right, fine then, you can go to the immortal spring now. Ning Tian says, Wait, so suddenly I'm not ready yet. Yaoqi Saint says, Queen Mother of the West, did you just... Queen Mother of the West says, Don't worry, he won't get hurt. I just sent Luo Wuqing's darling to the spring through another way, that's all. At the immortal spring, Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun says, I've long heard that the immortal spring water contains an extremely rich aura, which can cleanse the marrow and strengthen the body. A lady says, Yes, that's right. But that's not all, Holy Sun. The aura of the immortal spring is contained in the immortal waterfall. Once it falls into the pool, it changes to ordinary water. So the disciples of Yaoqi Holy Land sit under the waterfall to cultivate. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun says, The waterfall's coming down from the sky. Fallen from such a height, wouldn't the impact it makes? The lady says, Yes, if you stay under the waterfall for a long time, your body might get washed away by the spring. Elder Qinglin arrives and says, This is the immortal spring to men, mustn't go any further. The lady says, Elder Qinglin, this is the Holy Son of the Heavenly Vault Holy Land. He's come here to cultivate in the spring after receiving permission. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun says, This presence, it's a celestial realm cultivator. Elder Qinglin says, Since you have permission, you may continue. The lady says, Cheers, Elder Qinglin. They walk ahead. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun says, All disciples of Yaoqi Holy Land are truly remarkable cultivators. Heh, beauties, your brave holy sons come in. He imagines ladies playing in the water, saying, Ha ha, ha ha. He thinks, This is amazing. Suddenly the ladies shout, Ah, a pervert, someone help. Pervert, quick hit him. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun says, Senior sisters, calm down. I'm not peeping at you. I'm just admiring the waterfall. Rocks get thrown at him. A lady says, Wait, everyone please stop. The Holy Sun Su Sing has permission from the Queen Mother of the West to come to the immortal spring. Another lady says, The permission of the Queen Mother of the West. Then, I guess. But why's his gaze so obscene? He looks like a pretty boy, but he's just a pervert. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun thinks, I'm the mighty Holy Sun of the Heavenly Vault Holy Land. How many times have I even looked at you? Ning Tian falls from the sky and shouts, Move away! The ladies run and scream, Ah! Who is it this time? Ning Tian says, Damn it, why does every woman act like this? Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun is gobsmacked. Ning Tian? Ha! I was allowed to come here only after getting permission from the Queen Mother of the West, the majestic and legendary patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect, didn't hesitate to descend from the sky, to spy on the female disciples of Yaoqi Holy Land. He thinks the heavenly demonic sect will now become a laughing stock of the entire heavenly spirit domain. The ladies swoon. So handsome. This is the legendary patriarch? Patriarch, did you come to bathe in the spring too? Patriarch, let me rub your back. Patriarch, they rush towards him. Ning Tian blushes and says, Elder Qinglin says, the one who trespassed into the spring, die. A beam of energy shoots at Ning Tian. Yao Shi Saint suddenly says, Elder Qinglin, stop. This is the patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect. He was permitted to enter the spring. Elder Qinglin says, he's the patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect. I didn't know it was the patriarch who'd arrived. Qinglin has offended you. I ask for your forgiveness. Ning Tian sweats and says, it's fine. Nothing happened. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun thinks, what is this? I'm also the new Holy Sun. I'm gonna lead the Heavenly Vault Holy Land in future. And my treatment's worse than someone who was born as a handyman. Elder Qinglin says, since both of you've come to the immortal spring to cultivate, please proceed. A lady says, I wonder if the patriarch can break the record of our Yaoqi waterfall. Another bather says, I think the last person to break the record was the Saintess. She lasted 1.5 hours. With such handsome looks, he can definitely do it. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun thinks, patriarch this, patriarch that. What's the use of these lovely words? To be both handsome and strong is the most vital thing. He says, since we've both come here to cultivate, how about competing to see who lasts longer? He thinks, with cultivation in the spiritual realm, whether you accept or not, you're destined to lose to this holy sun. Yao Shi Saint says, the power of the immortal spring is extreme. This kind of competition ain't needed. Ning Tian smiles and says, fine, let's compete. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun jumps into the water. He thinks, ha, you group of women with no insight. I'll show you what a true man looks like. 30 minutes later, Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun spits blood in pain. Ning Tian says, his clothes exploded. The ladies cover their eyes but still peek. He failed. Ning Tian says, whoa. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun says, why did it end up like this? He walks past Ning Tian and says, stop smiling, spiritual realm. You won't last longer than me. Ning Tian says, is that so? Let's see who's better among the two of us. He thinks, it's indeed an immortal spring coming from the heavens. Both its aura and pressure are overwhelming. God's record. Activate. He jumps to the spring and starts to cultivate. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun thinks, brat, I'll witness your failure with my own eyes. In the beginning, the water of the spring feels like pebbles falling on your body. No pain or discomfort. But as time passes, it unexpectedly falls down on you like a whole mountain. Ning Tian's aura suddenly becomes bright. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun says, look, I knew he wouldn't last long. He will fail. He will fail. A lady says, the patriarch's so amazing. He's actually lasted for half an hour already. Another says, look, the patriarch's got 8-pack abs. Her mate says, yes, it's so sexy. I want to touch him. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun is gobsmacked. Ha! You have such double standards. An arrow flies to his head. A lady says, what are you so angry about? Are you that weak? Her mate says, yes, that could be it. Looks like he's really not that great. Suddenly Ning Tian's aura holds the waterfall from falling on him. He becomes stronger. He thinks, there seems to be a Tao tone connected to its aura. Is it the Tao of music? Yes. Since there are 3,000 paths of Tao, there are also 3,000 spiritual veins. If I open up spiritual veins for each path, won't I be invincible? Yao Shi Saint is gobsmacked. The music dragon spiritual vein. The immortal waterfall's too much for ordinary people to resist. But he's actually opening up new spiritual veins. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun spits blood and says, what did you say? Opening up new spiritual veins. A lady says, Holy Sun, why did you pass out so suddenly? Wake up. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun's soul leaves his body. A lady says, is it because of his anger again? He'll be fine after drinking a tonic. Suddenly the music hits the aura. Ning Tian thinks, the aura in this waterfall's so abundant, but why did the spiritual veins break all of a sudden? System notification, host, your spiritual sea hasn't absorbed the essence of the Tao of music, so the formed spiritual veins that were opened are weak. The host can play music on his own to cooperate with the aura and music of the spring to open up the spiritual veins of music. Ning Tian says, play music. The system just gave me the mastery of the Tao of music. This is really a blessing from God. Saintess, can you lend me your guqin? Yaoshi Saint is confused. Ah? Yes, sure. She thinks, why would he need a guqin when tempering his physique? Ning Tian holds the guqin firmly. System notification. 3,000 paths. The Tao of music is being activated. He violently strums all the strings. A lady says, what a gentle and deep tone. Her mate says, I didn't expect the patriarch's proficiency in the Tao of music to be so advanced. The music flies towards the palace. An elder says, that sound of the guqin. It must be Yaoshi playing. Queen Mother of the West thinks, however. Yaoshi's understanding of the Tao of music is far less profound than this. She jumps away and says, everyone, follow me to the immortal spring. Ning Tian thinks, although the spiritual veins of the Tao of music that have been opened up are now much stronger than before, it still feels like something's missing. Queen Mother of the West arrives and says, interesting. So you're tempering your physique and opening up your spiritual veins while playing the guqin at the same time. Ning Tian says, Queen Mother of the West. She says, Patriarch, do you want your senior sister's help? She touches his chin. Ning Tian says, strengthening and tempering my physique is my own matter. I wouldn't bother the Queen Mother of the West with it. She says, don't refuse me so quickly. Don't you feel like the spiritual veins of the Tao of music that you've opened up can't reach their ultimate form? Ning Tian's gobsmacked. She says, I'll tell you now. There's something missing. She uses her long, hard flute. Ning Tian suddenly feels beautiful ladies all over him and says, what's happening? The spiritual veins in me feel like they're boiling. He bursts into energy. It intensifies. Queen Mother of the West thinks, I originally wanted to help him improve a tiny bit, but I didn't expect he'd actually succeed. Ning Tian says, good. A total of 20 spiritual veins have been condensed. System notification. You shocked the Queen Mother of the West. Skill card earned. Fast as lightning, you can carry out 3 long-distance shifts. Ning Tian says, cheers, Queen Mother of the West. She says, only by cooperating with each other can we reach greater heights. The gentle sound of the guqin and the desolate sound of the flute simply complement each other, just like us, don't you think? Ning Tian says, Queen Mother of the West, please control yourself. I've got a wife. She says, so boring. You're no fun. Ning Tian says, phew. He thinks, system, use the powerful physique card. System notification, powerful physique card has been used. 2.5 hours later, a lady drools and says, condensing spiritual veins consumes a lot of aura, but the patriarch shows no signs of being done. Her mate says, it's been so long. Ain't he tired already? Another says, he's indeed a true man. I wonder if the patriarch's ever been able to persist for so long before. System notification. The powerful physique card is preparing to replace the aura in the host's spiritual sea. Host, please get ready. Ning Tian says, replace the spiritual sea's aura? Suddenly water hits his back. He thinks, wait, without aura, I can only rely on physical strength to resist the waterfall's overwhelming power. He spits blood in pain. He thinks, if it only strengthens the physique but doesn't raise the realm, ain't it a bit too much? Yaoshi Saint says, Queen Mother of the West, Patriarch Ning Tian's complexion doesn't look that good. Should we go and help him? Queen Mother of the West says, the ones cultivating the Tao are fighting against heaven and earth. We should wait and see. Ning Tian thinks, this damn system, is the process of replacing the aura not done yet? I can't stand this anymore. System notification. Replacement complete. Connection with the host established. Ning Tian surges in power. He says, I can feel that my physique's filled with explosive might. System notification. Congratulations. 5-star spiritual realm. Ning Tian says, I strengthened my physique, opened up more spiritual veins, and even had another breakthrough just now. What a triple blessing this is. The ladies swoon, the patriarch's so amazing. Yaoshi Saint holds the Queen Mother's arm and says, great. The patriarch broke through. Yaoshi lost her composure for a bit. Heavenly Vault Holy Land Holy Sun wakes up and says, How long have I been unconscious? Where's Ning Tian? Is he failing soon? A lady looks back and says, The patriarch persisted for 5 hours. He's gobsmacked 5 hours. No way, that's impossible. You're lying to me. Stinky women. So what if he's handsome? He's just a spiritual realm weakling. He can't last longer than me. I am the dignified holy sun. Su Xing. I'm the world's #1. Ha ha ha. Yaoshi Saint says, Queen Mother of the West. Queen Mother of the West says, His Tao heart's been broken. I'm afraid he might be crippled. Get someone to take him back to the Heavenly Vault Holy Land. A lady suddenly screams, Ah! She points at a distance. The patriarch, he's naked. Ning Tian blushes and says, I didn't mean to do this. Damn system. How will I explain this to my wife? Queen Mother of the West says, Don't worry, patriarch, we won't speak of this matter. But I have to say that Brother Wuqing's truly fortunate. She licks her lips. Ning Tian says, Ahum. Let's forget this matter and not mention it again. Suddenly the water becomes violent. Ning Tian says, What's happening? Yaoshi Saint says. Strange. The immortal spring, which originally didn't have any aura, is actually bursting out with such a strong aura. Queen Mother of the West says, If nothing else, it should be related to our patriarch Ning Tian. Ning Tian says, I feel that it contains the aura of thunder tribulation and the aura of the immortal music. Could it be caused by the replacement of aura just now? The water's actually filled with vitality as soon as it enters and exits. Yaoshi Saint says, Queen Mother of the West, can we cultivate in the immortal spring? Queen Mother of the West says, There's aura in the water which won't do you any harm, so of course you can. The ladies enjoy themselves. Great! Ha ha ha. Ning Tian thinks, This aura was replaced by me, so why are they using my bathwater to cultivate now? The ladies say, Patriarch, you're really amazing. The immortal spring's so full of aura, just like the energy of the patriarch. A few moments later they say, I broke through. Really? Me too. Cheers, patriarch. The patriarch's so strong. Thanks to the patriarch, we got to break through. Ning Tian sweats and says, No you're welcome. System notification. Ding. Faith energy absorption +1. Faith energy absorption +1. Faith energy absorption 2. Faith energy absorption 1. Current faith energy storage 100. Ning Tian legs it. You guys take your time cultivating. I'll go first. A few moments later, Ning Tian says, Queen Mother of the West, the matters of Yaochi Holy Land have been settled, so I'll be taking my leave. Queen Mother of the West says, Demon beasts run rampant in the heavenly spirit domain at night. It's not safe to travel. It'd be better for the patriarch to stay the night in my Yaochi Holy Land. Ning Tian says, Forgive me, but I've got to go. Queen Mother of the West licks her finger and thinks, He was actually able to fill the immortal spring with such an abundant aura. Ning Tian, Ning Tian, I'm getting more and more interested in you. She watches him run in. A few moments later she says, Can't the patriarch stay longer in my Yaochi Holy Land? My Yaochi disciples are reluctant to let you go. Ning Tian sweats and says, I shouldn't. My wife must have missed me after being away for so long. It's best if I go back early. He thinks, I'm afraid I won't be able to withstand this if I stay. He remembers while resting he heard the ladies outside saying, Patriarch, there's something this junior sister's confused about. I'd like to request the patriarch to help me. Patriarch, I want to discuss matters of life with you. And I, Ning Tian thinks, men should also watch over themselves when going out alone. He rides the spirit feather sparrow and says, Everyone, as the mountains are high and the rivers are long, we shall meet again if destined. He flies off. Ning Tian opens the map and says, It takes a day of flying to reach the dark mountain range, and it's still only half the distance to the heavenly demonic sect. I just solidified my realm. I can surprise my wife with this when I return. Suddenly he notices something. System notification. Warning. Warning. A combined attack of 2 people in the Immortal Emperor realm. Host, please watch out. Ning Tian is gobsmacked. Immortal Emperor realm. And 2 at that. Damn it, if I get hit by this, I probably won't survive. A beam of energy is about to hit them. System notification. System, activate the fast as lightning skill card. System notification. Currently in use. Fast as lightning card. 1-3 Ning Tian sweats. The attack keeps getting closer. Master of the Heavenly Vault is confused. He disappeared. He charges another attack. Where is he? I didn't hold back when sending this attack. It should have killed him for certain, but it actually didn't work out. Old Shadow Demon says, that kid must have something that helped him escape. But with his strength he can't go very far. Blood trace skill. They fly forward. Master of the Heavenly Vault says, in that direction, let's chase him. Suddenly, lightning cracks. Ning Tian teleports. He says, I actually encountered 2 Immortal Emperor Realm cultivators joining hands to fight against me. Who on earth are they? There are only 2 uses left for the fast as lightning skill card now. System notification. 2 Immortal Emperor Realm cultivators are rapidly approaching the host. Ning Tian says, they're so quick. The speed of an Immortal Emperor is truly terrifying. Even if I use my skill card to distance myself from them, it's only a matter of time before I get caught. The spirit feather sparrow's only in the celestial realm. Its flying speed's far inferior to that of an Immortal Emperor. There's still 2 chances that must be used wisely. I need to find a way out. Suddenly Ning Tian spits blood. The spirit feather sparrow gets hit and says, quack, quack. Old Shadow Demon says, boy, where do you think you're going? Heavenly Vault, destroy him. Ning Tian says, the Master of the Heavenly Vault. So you've joined forces? Master of the Heavenly Vault says, brat, don't blame me for this. You ruined 2 of my holy sons. This is the price you have to pay. Ning Tian thinks, damn it. At this rate, I won't be able to move and the meridians in my body'll be severed. Master of the Heavenly Vault says, die, brat. He attacks from behind. Spirit Feather Sparrow cries in pain. Quack, Ning Tian thinks, only when they think their kill's successful can I use the fast as lightning skill card. I've got to buy myself more time. They hit the ground. Master of the Heavenly Vault says, he must be dead now. Old Shadow Demon says, that kid's indeed very tough. He managed to hold on for a long time, but... Master of the Heavenly Vault says, no, he's not dead yet. How can that be? System notification, you shocked the Shadow Demon and the Heavenly Vault Master. Rejuvenation pill earned. Rejuvenation pill. As long as the host's still alive, it can help him defend his meridians from damage and repair any internal injuries. Ning Tian says, you old bastards, just wait for me. There's only 1 chance left. This time, as long as I don't die, I'll definitely kill you. System notification. System, activate the final use of the Fast as Lightning skill card. The Fast as Lightning skill card has been activated. The host has consumed all uses of the card. 3-3, somewhere beneath. A man says, to be able to make 2 Immortal Emperor cultivators join hands to hunt him down. Just who is that person? Master of the Heavenly Vault says, he's worthy of the title of the legendary patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect. He managed to escape us 3 times. Old Shadow Demon says, I'd like to see how you'll escape now. Ning Tian says, since death's imminent, I'll at least scrape a layer of your skin off. System, activate the Power of Faith skill. System notification. Power of Faith. Skill activated. Ning Tian attacks. A beam of energy hits the Master of the Heavenly Vault. He says, you brat, you dare to attack me. Old Shadow Demon uses his skill. Blood Shadow Ghost Claw. Ning Tian thinks, is it gonna end here? Spirit Feather Sparrow tosses Ning Tian away and says, squeak. The attack hits the sparrow. Ning Tian is gobsmacked. Spirit Feather Sparrow. Old Shadow Demon says, so it's a beast that loyally protects its master until the end. No one can protect you now, Ning Tian. It's time. Ning Tian, furious, says, you must die. I must kill you. Tears well up in his eyes. Master of the Heavenly Vault and old Shadow Demon say, "What can you do alone?" Luo Wuqing suddenly appears and says, "He said you must die, so of course you must be taken care of." Old Shadow Demon says, "A space shift in formation. Quick, kill that brat. Luo Wuqing will come to his aid through that formation." Master of the Heavenly Vault charges. He says, "Ugh, I can't move. It's the Queen Mother of the West's affliction of the flute." Old Shadow Demon says, "Damn it, why did she suddenly appear?" Queen Mother of the West says, "Two cultivators of the immortal Emperor realm actually joined hands to hunt down a cultivator of the spiritual realm. You're truly thick-skinned. Master of the Heavenly Vault is gobsmacked. Luo Wuqing and the Queen Mother of the West are the two closest to the god realm." Old Shadow Demon stammers, Damn it, Luo Wuqing lands. Ning Tian says, "Wife, the spirit feather sparrow died protecting me." Luo Wuqing, furious, says, "Damn it, they deserve to die. I'll make your souls vanish from this world." Suddenly Ning Tian grabs her arm and says, "Wife, you two shouldn't interfere. I'm gonna kill him myself." Luo Wuqing says, "You're always like this. You should stay behind." Ning Tian roars, "I said I will kill 'em both with my own hand." System notification. If the host continues to hold on like this, his cultivation will be ruined completely. Then even the rejuvenation pill wouldn't be able to help the host. Ning Tian says, "Spirit feather sparrow died saving me. Even if I have to give my all, I must not let them go." System notification. The host's unyielding will has shocked the system. Heavenly Great Emperor Phantom earned. Time of use, 5 minutes. Heavenly Great Emperor Phantom summoned. In the distance, Queen Mother of the West says, "Great Emperor's Phantom." Luo Wuqing says, he was actually able to summon the phantom of the Great Emperor again. She thinks, could it be that there are multiple Great Emperors backing him up? But if that were the case, it'd be impossible for me not to notice that. Old Shadow Demon says, "This brat, again, here it comes again." Master of the Heavenly Vault says, "This kid, what on earth is going on? Isn't he in the spiritual realm? Why is he able to summon the Great Emperor's phantom?" Ning Tian surges in power and attacks. Old Shadow Demon says, I've no clue either." Master of the Heavenly Vault says, "Let's run quickly." He gets hit and screams, "Ah!" Old Shadow Demon flies away. Ning Tian says, "Wanna run?" His dragon catches up. Old Shadow Demon screams, "Ah!" Ning Tian roars, "Outrageous!" The dragon eats Old Shadow Demon alive. He cries out, "No!" Luo Wuqing and the Queen Mother say, "Such a strong move." They both sweat. The dragon chews on Old Shadow Demon. Suddenly 2 auras come out of its mouth. Old Shadow Demon's soul comes out. Luo Wuqing intercepts and says, "He's putting his spirit in his aura. This is his last attempt to escape." Queen Mother of the West slaps the soul and says, "This one too. I'll stop it." Old Shadow Demon says, "I've got to escape from here quickly. No, I've got to leave the heavenly spirit domain. I'll never set foot in this place again." Ning Tian says, energy forms on his finger. He flicks it at the soul like a booger. Old Shadow Demon screams, "Ah." Ning Tian says, The time's almost up. Let's just hold on for a bit longer." Suddenly he hits the ground. He says, "Good job." He takes the corpse of the spirit feather sparrow. Queen Mother of the West says, "What's he doing?" Luo Wuqing says, "This guy." Ning Tian says sadly, "Rest in peace." He buries the sparrow. Queen Mother of the West says, "I didn't expect Ning Tian to show such affection and righteousness, using the mountain as the bird's tomb. As a level 6 beast, this ain't a bad place for it to rest after sacrificing its life for its master." Luo Wuqing thinks, those who keep kindness in their hearts will surely go far in their cultivation journey. I knew it. I chose the right person. Ning Tian thinks, damn it, I'm gonna faint again. Luo Wuqing's gobsmacked. She catches him and says, "Ning Tian." Luo Wuqing said to herself, "Forgive me. Although I was hiding in the space-shifting formation I gave to you, I was still a step too late, and you ended up seriously injured. Queen Mother of the West said, "Put him on that rock over there." "My fighting skills are not as good as yours, but I'm confident in my medical skills." Queen Mother of the West used her long hard flute and said, "I have many flutes, and this one is specially used for stimulating life." Queen Mother of the West played the flute. Luo Wuqing said, "It's really helping. He's responding." As Ning Tian feels the warmth in his body, Luo Wuqing said, "What happened?" Queen Mother of the West said, "Although his exterior injuries are almost healed, the internal injuries are. My music of life was unable to integrate with his body." Luo Wuqing said to herself, "Whether I have to travel through the third heaven or pass through the 9 spiritual domains, I will find a way to cure Ning Tian." Queen Mother of the West said, "But I know of a way that may be able to cure him." Luo Wuqing said, "What way?" Queen Mother of the West said, "The Yao Qi elixir originally promised to you still needs 2 months to be ready. If you give it to him, there could be a glimpse of hope, but—" Luo Wuqing said, "Give it to him." Queen Mother of the West said, "That quickly you have to wait 2 months for the elixir to be ready. You must know that if you take it, it might be possible to break through and reach the God realm." Luo Wuqing said, "I said, give it to him. I won't gamble with his life." Queen Mother of the West said, "I understand. Follow me back to Yaoqi." At Yaoqi Holy Land, Yao Shisant said, "Queen Mother of the West, the Yaoqi elixir is here." Luo Wuqing said, "Queen Mother of the West, are you sure taking the elixir can cure Ning Tian's injuries?" Queen Mother of the West said, "He's seriously injured, but his spiritual sea and spiritual veins are intact, which is bizarre. But as long as they are, the Yaoqi elixir can cure him." Luo Wuqing said, "Ning Tian." Suddenly Ning Tian feels hot and said, "Ah!" Luo Wuqing said, "Queen Mother of the West, didn't you say that the Yaoqi elixir can cure him?" Queen Mother of the West said, "That's right, but you didn't hear me out until the end. An incomplete elixir has side effects, similar to the aphrodisiac." While in the hot tub, the Queen Mother of the West tells Luo Wuqing, "How do we cure him?" Yaoqi Saint watches them all from the back. The Queen Mother of the West adds, "Well, the aphrodisiac must be sorted out. As his wife, you must know what to do." She gently pushes Luo Wuqing and says, "You've been married for so long already. Haven't you done that yet? Why not pick one of my disciples then?" "What about Yaoqi Saint?" Yaoqi Saint hears her name and blushes. Luo Wuqing blushes, looks at Ning Tian, and says, "Queen Mother of the West, you should quickly get out." The Queen Mother tells Luo Wuqing, "Then I wish the Empress and the Patriarch a joyful time." A few moments later, they're alone in the room. Luo Wuqing looks at the injured Ning Tian and tells him, "This turns out so advantageous for you. Oh well, I can't simply watch you die." She gets into the hot tub with Ning Tian and moans as she touches the hot water from. A few hours later, Ning Tian seemingly dreams of Luo Wuqing, wet from the tub and continuously calling him as she lustfully smiles at him. Ning Tian asks, "Who's calling me?" He wakes up from the bed, sweating and in shock. He gets up and asks himself, "Just now was I dreaming? My whole body seems like it's falling apart, especially my waist." Ning Tian notices something on his neck, a kiss mark. He remembers something. "To save me, my wife Luo Wuqing gave me the Yaoqi elixir, and then for me." He looks at his right hand as it rages with golden aura and says, "This power—" A system notification shows, "Host, this is the medicinal power left from the Yaoqi elixir. The host can absorb." From Ning Tian's core, he bursts with golden aura and says, "The remaining medicinal power of the Yaoqi elixir is actually greater than all the aura of my spiritual sea combined. With this amount of power, I might be able to break through to the next realm." Ning Tian starts to cultivate. Outside, the Queen Mother of the West talks to Luo Wuqing. 2 powerful men of the immortal Emperor realm were reduced to ashes. This incident will definitely cause an uproar in the entire heavenly spirit domain. Luo Wuqing replies, I heard that those of the righteous path have been eyeing us for a long time, but this, daring to touch us, they were looking for death. As for the blokes of the righteous path, I'll deal with them. The Queen Mother says to Luo Wuqing, the Empress is protecting her husband so strongly. If word spreads, I don't know how many men would be heartbroken. Luo Wuqing blushes while hearing this. The Queen Mother adds, but I am a little curious. Why are you wearing my clothes? Luo Wuqing replies, you don't need to know. She thinks to herself, I can't tell her that bloke Ning Tian tore all my clothes to pieces. Suddenly, in Ning Tian's room, an intense aura envelops the whole building. Ning Tian and the Queen Mother look at the room. The Queen Mother says, Luo Wuqing, your husband has a splendid physique, doesn't he? After a few hours of labor, he started cultivating it. Inside, Ning Tian suddenly opens his eyes, and a beam of golden light pierces the roof of his room. The Queen Mother is shocked, her little jaw drops, and she says, he's not simply cultivating. He's making a breakthrough. How did he do it in such a short time? Inside, while Ning Tian is breaking through, a system notification shows, congratulations to the host for breaking through and reaching the 6-star spiritual realm. Another notification shows, congratulations to the host for breaking through and reaching the 7-star spiritual realm. And another, congratulations to the host for breaking through and reaching the 1-star Earth King realm. Another notification says, you shocked the Queen Mother of the West. Tao of music skill obtained. Heavenly sound slasher. 10-fold comprehension activated. Comprehension Ning Tian thinks to himself, as expected of the Yaoqi elixir, it allowed me to break through to the next room. Suddenly, Luo Wuqing and the Queen Mother rush inside Ning Tian's room. The Queen Mother quickly checks on Ning Tian, holds his cheek and says, Earth King realm? You actually broke through to the Earth King realm. Ning Tian is just silent. Luo Wuqing says to Ning Tian, he absorbed most of the Yaoqi elixir's medicinal power as a blessing in disguise. It let him break through to the next room. Suddenly, Ning Tian and Luo Wuqing look at each other, both blushing. Ning Tian immediately says to Luo Wuqing, dear wife, you look so beautiful today. Luo Wuqing gets serious and says, stop talking, you're... Ning Tian stands up with lots of energy and says, don't worry, I've completely recovered. I'm full of energy now. He gently grabs Luo Wuqing and says, dear wife, thank you. I know that... The Queen Mother interrupts their moment and says, Patriarch Ning Tian, why do you thank... Ning Tian and Luo Wuqing look at the Queen Mother. Ning Tian says, thank you as well, Queen Mother of the West, for coming to my rescue. The Queen Mother replies, there is no need to thank me. Patriarch Ning Tian just has to remember to come often to my Yaoqi Holy Land. After all the disciples are ready to welcome the Patriarch. Her disciples and Yaoqi Saint love and welcome Ning Tian to come back to the Yaoqi Holy Land to cultivate with them deeply and... Ning Tian is shocked at what the Queen Mother tells him. He's nervous and shakingly says, thank you, Queen Mother of the West, for your kindness, but I shall decline. Luo Wuqing looks at him seriously. A few hours later, in the heavenly demonic palace, Ning Tian says, now that I've recovered, we should return to the heavenly demonic An elder tells the great elder, I heard that 2 immortal Emperor realm cultivators teamed up to attack Patriarch Ning Tian, and the Empress went to rescue him. Why has no news come back? The great elder replies, how would I know? The Patriarch is the treasure of our sect. Nothing must happen to him. Suddenly, Ning Tian and Luo Wuqing arrive at the palace. Luo Wuqing tells Ning Tian, all right, you can let go now. Ning Tian was hugging and resting his head from the bosoms of Luo Wuqing. He says, we have arrived. He then says, dear wife, can't a strong cultivator of the immortal Emperor realm step through the void and travel thousands of miles in one step? Why did we have to fly so far at such a speed? It was so... Luo Wuqing replies, I can definitely do that alone, but you might die in the... Ning Tian replies, "Oh, then thank you, dear wife, for being considerate." Suddenly, all the people rush to Ning Tian, worried sick about his condition. One of them cryingly says, "What would we do without you, patriarch?" Ning Tian says, "You're exaggerating." Suddenly, the great elder looks behind and sees someone injured. He says while catching his breath, "Empress, patriarch, heavenly wind city was..." Brother Wuqing and Ning Tian are shocked by his report. Ning Tian asks, "Who?" Heavenly demonic sect second elder says, "He's seriously injured and needs immediate care. His life is in danger. Get the medicine quick." Ning Tian says, "I can say..." The great elder says, "Patriarch, although you're well accomplished in cultivation when it comes to healing, it's better to let someone get the medicine to avoid further delay." Ning Tian says, "Don't worry. Although I can't revive someone back to life, I can handle such a minor injury." Brother Wuqing says, "Great elder, lay him on the floor." Ning Tian raises his hand and says, "Her, agukin." A bald man says, "The patriarch is using..." Brother Wuqing thinks to herself in confusion. Tao of music, spiritual vein. Ning Tian uses his spiritual music. The disciple The great elder says, "To Tao of music, spiritual veins. Empress, wasn't the patriarch being hunted? When did he..." Brother Wuqing thinks to herself, "I'm afraid the Queen Mother of the West could never have expected this. Could it be that he learned the Queen Mother of the West's skill through the healing Tao of music charm left in his..." A system notification says, "You shocked everyone in the heavenly demonic palace. Martial arts skill, nimble path, obtained." Another notification says, "Nimble path, body movement and attack combined into a single skill." Another, "Tenfold comprehension activated. Comprehension complete." The man opens his eyes and says, "Wu, patriarch, empress, please avenge us." He kowtows to the great elder says, "The recent monster riots in the Cold Wind Mountains have been harming many in Heavenly Wind City, so I sent you to suppress them. What happened? Why have only you..." The man cries and says, "It's Yi Leng of the Beast Tamer sect. At the Cold Wind Mountains, Heavenly Wind..." Tianxuan says, "Senior Brother Li, wasn't there a lot of demon-repelling powder sprinkled around Heavenly Wind City? Why are the monsters still appearing?" Li Shangde says, "Don't panic. Go quickly, support the other disciples, and lead the residents to escape." Tianxuan is a disciple of the Heavenly Demonic Sect's Fire Palace. Li Changde is a disciple of the Heavenly Demonic Sect's Fire Palace. Yi Leng says, "Escape. He is Yi Leng, Righteous Alliance Beast Tamer Sect Genius Beast Tamer. With all due respect, everyone that's in Heavenly Wind City today will die." The snakes attack. Brother Li looks behind and shouts, "Tianxuan?" Tianxuan is bitten and screams in pain like a little girl. Ah! He's thrown into the wall, drops to the ground, and sleeps forever. Brother Li says, "Beast Tamer Sect, you actually controlled the monsters of the Cold Wind Mountains to riot and massacre the city. What kind of righteousness is this?" Yi Leng says, "In order to kill you demons, it's necessary to sacrifice some cattle." The captured beautiful lady says, "Senior Brother Changde, they're completely crazy and evil. Just leave me here, return to the Heavenly Demonic Sect quickly. The Patriarch will avenge us." Yi Leng says, "Ha! Is it that useless patriarch who only relies on women to save him?" He puts his arm into the body of the sexy lady. She cries, "Ah!" Brother Li shouts, "Junior Sister Tao!" She drops to the ground. Yi Leng licks his hand and says, "Avenge! I will make his death 1,000 times more painful than yours." Brother Li cries while holding Sister Tao's body, "Yi Leng, you'll be punished for this. Our patriarch and the entire Heavenly Demonic Sect won't let you go." Yi Leng says, "We're the righteous. How can we allow you, a group of demons, to interfere in our business?" The bear is about to attack Brother Li with its claws, but is pressed to the ground. Yeleng says, "Come on, hang him and that woman at the gates of Heavenly Wind City." I want everyone to see how good for nothing the heavenly demonic sect's disciples are. The cultivator says, "When I came to my senses, the city was already in ruins. Senior brother Changdi's body was even hung at the city gate." The great elder says, "Wicked. That beast tamer sect is truly despicable. Do they think there's no one left in our sect? Give us the order, Empress. I will take people and destroy them right now." Ning Tian says, "Wait, I'm afraid it won't be easy to do that." The great elder says, "Patriarch, how can you let them get away with this? Are you scared?" Ning Tian says, "It's not that I'm scared, but the Beast Tamer sect belongs to the Righteous Alliance, and the leader of the Righteous Alliance is an immortal emperor. He's not weaker than the Empress." The others say, "If we go to massacre them, the Righteous Alliance will definitely take action against us." Another says, "Considering the conflict between the two sides, let alone revenge, the Beast Tamer sect won't be affected at all." A moustache man says, "Then what do we do?" Second elder says, "Could it be that we can't get revenge?" Ning Tian smirks and says, "Revenge will be taken, but not in this way." Luo Wuqing says, "Oh, what's your idea?" Ning Tian says, "Let's follow the same rules. We also let the disciples of the same generation go to them for experience. Even if they kill all of the Beast Tamer sect's disciples, they have nothing to do about it." The great elder says, "But Yileng is the #1 genius of their sect, and he's extremely powerful. Right now, the disciples of our sect are Earth King at the highest. No one can necessarily be considered his opponent." Ning Tian, with determination in his eyes, says, "I will go. You dare to kill my followers. Righteous my ass. You're tired of living." Luo Wuqing says to Ning Tian, "Then go ahead." The great elder is shocked and says, "Empress." He continues, "Yileng broke through to the Earth King realm a year ago. I'm afraid he has improved further by now. If the Patriarch goes there rashly, it might be dangerous for him. Our heavenly demonic sect cannot lose its Patriarch." Luo Wuqing says to the great elder, "You have to trust him. That bloke always shows us miracles." The great elder says, "Since the Empress has said so, we should also trust the Patriarch. The Beast Tamer sect has hundreds of disciples. In order to ensure the Patriarch's safety, I will organize the disciples right now." Suddenly, a group of disciples storms in, and one says, "Wait, Empress. Please allow us to go to Heavenly Wind City with the Patriarch to take revenge for my brother. The blood of a heavenly demonic sect disciple cannot be left unavenged." All the disciples plead. Ning Tian stands there and looks at them. They all say, "The blood of a heavenly demonic sect disciple cannot be left unavenged." Ning Tian says to them, "You guys." The great elder says, "Good. Since you've shown your loyalty, I will definitely help you with all my might." He calls for his chasing wind flame. Suddenly, a black horse with flaming hair arrives. He says, "Patriarch, this is a rank 2 demonic beast, chasing wind flame horse. It may not have the best combat power, but it's very fast. Within half a day, it can get you to Heavenly Wind City." Ning Tian suddenly jumps and mounts the chasing wind flame, shouting, "Everyone follow me to Heavenly Wind City. Let's make those villains pay with their blood." The disciples shout, "Blood for blood." In another scene, at night, in the Gold Wind mountain range, Ning Tian leads his disciples. A disciple says, "Patriarch, we're just a few dozen miles away from the city." Ning Tian asks, "Is this the Cold Wind mountain range?" The disciple replies, "Yes, this mountain range is tens of thousands of miles long. We're at the outskirts." Ning Tian says, "I see." He says to himself, "This is..." He looks at the ground sand and says, "There are not only beast imprints, but also human ones with bloodstains mixed into them. It must have been the Beast Tamer sect." His disciples say, "Ha! The scent of blood is so thick. It's most likely coming from Heavenly Wind City." Moreover, that smell coming from Heavenly Wind City has begun to attract the beasts of the Cold Wind mountain range. Suddenly, multiple eyes look at them in the forest. A disciple says, "What? Patriarch, take the rest of the disciples and go first. I will stop them." Ning Tian says, seeing the legendary ferocious beasts for the first time. Although there's a strong sense of oppression, they're still only rank 1 after all. I'll just use them to try my new skills. Ning Tian gets in front and prepares to attack with his guqin. He uses his new skill, Heavenly Sound Slasher. A sound wave forms in the air, instantly slashing through the trees and continuing to hit the beasts in front of them, instantly decapitating them. The disciples are shocked and say, "So strong." The Patriarch's guqin can not only save but also kill. Ning Tian stands there and says to them, "Let's go." A system notification says, "You shocked Changshang and the group. Aura cultivation plus 100% rewarded." A few moments later they arrive at the destination. A disciple says, "Patriarch, look there. It's Senior Brother Li Changde and Senior Sister Tao." Ning Tian slashes the air with his fingers and cuts the ropes. A disciple catches the body of Senior Sister Tao, but the head of Senior Brother Li Changde just drops on the ground, and nobody catches it. The disciple then puts the remains of Senior Brother Li Changde and Senior Sister Tao in a corner. Ning Tian notices something drop in the hands of Senior Sister Tao. He takes the paper, and in it says, "I hope the Patriarch will join me at the Moonlight Cliff to cultivate when he's back." It mockingly says, "Great Patriarch." Ning Tian gets angry and says, "Li Changsheng, take your men and kill all the beasts in the city first. Rescue the survivors and give those who have died a proper burial. As for the corpses of the heavenly demonic sect disciples, find them, and I will take them back home later. There are many in the beast tamer sect. As long as the bloodstains are followed, I can find them." "I'll be right back," the disciples shout, "Patriarch," while Ning Tian jumps in the air with his water dragon step. In another scene at the Moonlight Cliff, a beast tamer sect disciple says, "Thanks to Brother Toy, I've also killed several heavenly demonic sect disciples. After we return, I should be able to exchange a yellow grade skill for my contributions." Another disciple says, "By the way, did you hear? Before those heavenly demonic sect disciples died, they spoke of their legendary patriarch who would come to avenge them. So funny." Yi Leng, Righteous Alliance Beast Tamer, Sect Genius Beast Tamer, says while a girl sits on his lap, "If he dares to come, I'll deal with him just like those trash. He'll be looking at me with fear and begging me for mercy." Exciting, right? He grabs the melons of the lady and she moans. A disciple says, "As expected of Senior Brother Yi. How can that pretty boy who relies on women to live be compared to you?" Another disciple says while he eats, "It's quite exciting to think of that patriarch kneeling down." Suddenly, a gust of wind slaps their faces. Yi Leng says, "Where did this violent wind come from?" Suddenly, one by one, they perish. Yi Leng says, "What kind of evil force is causing a ruckus in this dark?" The full moon clears, and they see the aftermath of the chaos. A disciple says, "Senior Brother Yi, there's no one." They look at their brother sleeping forever. The lady with the melons says, "Is it the innocent souls of Heavenly Wind City coming to take our lives?" Yi Leng is shocked and says nonsense. Suddenly the lady with melons is attacked. Yi Leng shouts, "Damn it, what is going on?" In the distance, Ning Tian shows up and says, "Is the genius of the Beast Tamer sect also scared?" Yi Leng replies, Who are you?" Ning Tian looks at him with killing intent and says, "The one who will take your life." Yi Leng looks at Ning Tian and says, "Judging by your aura, you should be at most a 3-star Earth King realm. You're not worthy to be my opponent. You must have some special movement skill that aids you in sneak attacks in the dark." He prepares his aura and says, "Ha, you're just a little rat that hides behind the dark clouds to protect itself. But under the moonlight, you won't get another chance." He charges forward and shouts, "Die!" Ning Tian laughs and says, "Who said I'm only capable of sneak attacks in the dark?" Suddenly, Ning Tian's aura transforms into a vast galaxy. Yi Leng, shocked, thinks to himself, "He's only an Earth King, but how come his spiritual sea is even bigger than an immortal emperor's?" Ning Tian suddenly appears beside Yi Leng and says, "You shouldn't get distracted during a fight." He uses his heavenly demonic palm, instantly hitting Yi Leng and crushing him to the ground. Yi Leng coughs and says, "Heavenly demonic palm. You're the heavenly demonic sex patriarch, Ning Tian. Weren't you just a pretty boy who relied on women? A system notification appears. You shocked Yileng. Obtained Tao of music skill. Beast Tamer call. Another system notification follows. Beast Tamer call. Tenfold comprehension activated. Beast Tamer call comprehension complete. Ning Tian says, Beast Tamer call. He thinks to himself, the Beast Tamer sect, as implied by its name, is famous for its skill to tame beasts. Most of their disciples rely on demonic beasts to fight. If one is very talented, one's combat power could be enough to fight 10 opponents alone. Interesting. Yileng asks Ning Tian, why are you smiling? Ning Tian replies, it's nothing. I just thought of a very interesting way to make your atonement for your sins more genuine. Yileng asks, what sins? Since ancient times, there has never been coexistence between the righteous and demonic paths. We, the righteous, eliminate demonic bastards like you from the heavenly demonic sect and defend the Tao. It's the righteous thing to do. Ning Tian laughs and says, you're wrong. That's not how it works. Actually, only the strongest can determine the rules. Currently, I'm stronger than you, so you'll die. Ning Tian shows off his intense aura, and a ball of energy forms in his palm while his eyes glow red. Yileng says to Ning Tian, how arrogant! Even if you have a spiritual C, I still have a killing move. He retrieves his demonic gourd, a high-grade spiritual weapon that could store all living beings with weight changes based on the ranks of the beings stored. Yileng shouts, demonic gourd! Ning Tian, get ready to die! He summons multiple beasts and commands, tear him apart! As the beasts surround Ning Tian and charge towards him, Ning Tian says, high-grade spiritual weapon. I was wondering where all the demon beasts went. So, they were with you. That makes things even easier. Suddenly Ning Tian takes out his musical instrument and uses his skill, Beast Tamer call. The beasts stop charging and listen to Ning Tian's music. Yileng, shocked, thinks to himself, he actually knows the Beast Tamer call, and it even seems better than mine. In the distance, a disciple of Ning Tian says, did you hear those unusual sounds? It must be the howling wind. Ning Tian mocks Yileng, saying, your beast-taming skills are quite poor. Yileng, angry, retorts, who do you think you are to judge me? No one but my master can surpass me in the beast-tamer call. Ning Tian replies, then let me teach you a lesson on your master's behalf. The beasts suddenly turn towards Yileng. He commands them, you lot scram, and tries to defend himself, but is hit from behind. Ning Tian says, Yileng, how does it feel to lose at the hands of the demonic beasts you're so proud of? Yileng defends himself from the beasts, replying, you're despicable, Ning Tian asks. Despicable? It's simply an eye for an eye. He takes out his sword and says, not long ago, while you were controlling these demonic beasts and massacring Heavenly Wind City, did you think such a day would come? Ning Tian looks down on Yileng and says, this is for the people of Heavenly Wind City. He stabs Yileng, who screams in pain. Ning Tian stabs him again and says, this is for my heavenly demonic sect's disciples. Yileng pleads, kill me, please, just kill me, and cries in pain. Ning Tian asks, kill you? When you tortured and killed my disciples, enjoying their suffering, were you thinking of giving them an easy death? Yileng crawls away, crying, save me, anyone, please save me. Where are the Beast Tamer sect's disciples? Are you all dead already? Ning Tian grins and says, you can't run away. This is the price for your sins, your life. In another scene at Heavenly Wind City, multiple tombstones are shown, including one for Brother Li Changde. As the other disciples pay respects to their fallen comrades, Ning Tian arrives and asks, have you taken care of everything? A disciple responds, Patriarch, you're back. He suddenly notices something and says, this is... Ning Tian holds the hair of Yileng and says, the Beast Tamer sect's young master, Yileng. Yileng is captured, hanging limply from Ning Tian's grasp. Ning Tian says, I purposely left his legs so he could kneel and pay respects to the deceased. You handle the rest. He drops the genius Beast Tamer from the Righteous Alliance's Beast Tamer sect, Yileng. A disciple says, Changde Taozi, fellow disciples who died unjustly, I will avenge you 100-fold, 1,000-fold. Another says, that's right, the disciples of the heavenly demonic sect are not that easy to kill. Yileng cries and says, no, don't come closer, and he meets his demise. In another scene at night, Ningtian hangs the genius beast tamer from the Righteous Alliance's beast tamer sect. Yileng. A disciple says to Ningtian, I was feeling a bit down, so I took a casual walk and dealt with this bloke along the way. Ningtian says, rest assured, the beast tamer sect people have been dealt with as well. A disciple asks Ningtian, Patriarch, did you just go to deal with Yileng? Another asks, and you came back without a scratch. A system notification says, you shocked Li Changde and others, rewarded with 5,000 aura cultivation. Ningtian says to himself, this feeling, am I about to break through? A system notification says, congratulations, host has broken through to the 4-star Earth King realm. A disciple says, ordinary people would be somewhat depleted of their spiritual energy after a fight, but the Patriarch has broken through again. Another says, as expected of the Patriarch. A disciple almost has a heart attack and says, awesome. Ningtian says, now that things are settled here, let's head back. They say, yes, Patriarch. Suddenly the earth shakes. Li Changde says, an earthquake. Ningtian says, no, this commotion, it's a beast tide. Li Changde says, another beast tide? But wasn't the beast tamer sect dealt with by the Patriarch? Ningtian looks into the distance and says, Heavenly Wind City just regained its peace. If we encounter another beast tide, Changsheng, come with me to investigate. The rest of the disciples stay here. All of them say, yes. In the Dark Wind mountain range, Li Shangde says, Patriarch, I've heard that the demonic beasts of the Dark Wind mountain range usually appear at night. It's strange for them to appear now. Suddenly, multiple beasts show up. Ningtian says, they're here. The beasts aggressively approach them. Li Changde says, Patriarch, the beast tide is huge. Just the two of us might be overestimating our abilities to kill them all. Ningtian uses his musical instrument on them. Li Changde says to himself, the beast tamer sect's beast taming technique. Sword Dao, music Dao, and now the beast taming Dao too. Is the Patriarch really going to master all 3,000 Daos? The tiger says, roar. As he leads the charge, Ningtian tells the beasts, come here. Li Changde is shocked as Ningtian tames the tiger. He says, Azure Tiger, rank 2 demonic beast. Ningtian says, speak. Why did you come out of the Dark Wind mountain range? The Azure Tiger purrs. Ningtian notices something. He says to the Azure Tiger, take me inside the Dark Wind mountain range and show me what scared you so much. The Azure Tiger says, roar. A few moments later, the Azure Tiger shows them the place. Ningtian says, this is a tomb. He looks at a casket with dark aura. Suddenly, a beam of light comes out of the casket, and the gate opens. Li Shangde says, when heavenly phenomena occur, there must be great treasures. Ningtian says, I'll go down and take a look. Wait here. Li Shangde says, Patriarch, should we go back and report to the Empress first? Ningtian jumps into the cliff, and Li Changde shouts, Patriarch! Ningtian falls down the cliff and looks at a red aura. He evades the attack. Ningtian arrives at the bottom of the cliff and looks at a beast. She laughs and says, ha, I didn't expect the first to come to be such a handsome little brother. She licks her fingers. Ningtian says to himself, System, do you know what this creature is? The system says, based on system detection, this should be a guardian beast of at least rank 7 or higher. Ningtian says to himself, a guardian beast above the Saint Emperor realm. I wonder if my beast taming music will work on her. No matter, I'll just give it a shot. The half-snake, half-lady says, making a move right upon meeting. I wasn't ready yet. Wait, I'm just passing by. I'm no match. I need to make her lower her guard and then find a way to escape. She says, is that so? I've guarded this tomb for 20 years. I've been waiting for the tomb to open, and it's too much of a coincidence that you show up right as it does. Ningtian says, yes, it is. She says, little brother, since we're so fated, let me take good care of you. Outside the tomb, The half-snake, half-lady is about to bite Ning Tian when suddenly a beam of light hits the ground, causing a huge blast. The half-snake, half-lady is shocked and looks at Luo Wuqing, thinking to herself, "An immortal emperor?" Ning Tian exclaims, "Wife?" Luo Wuqing hovers and looks at the half-snake, half-lady. The half-snake, half-lady sticks out her tongue and says, "Oh, little brother, your wife has arrived. You should watch closely." Luo Wuqing says, "A mere rank 7 demonic beast dares to cause trouble," and charges up her power with her right hand. The half-snake, half-lady replies, "Don't worry, I am not interested in your husband." Luo Wuqing suddenly blasts the half-snake, half-lady, and thinks to herself, "Is she really that easy to defeat?" Ning Tian asks, "Is this a barrier?" They continue walking in the tomb. Ning Tian says, "For a high-ranked guardian demonic beast to turn into a barrier automatically." Luo Wuqing replies, "It looks like this is a tomb of at least a celestial or immortal emperor." Suddenly, King Lin and his gang arrive. He laughs and says, "Ha ha ha, the Empress is indeed resourceful. Long time no see." Ning Tian says to Luo Wuqing, "What's with that bloke again?" Luo Wuqing replies, "Although this place belongs to the heavenly demonic sect, it is also in the Dongxing Kingdom's region. It is a phenomenon, so naturally the king would appear." King Lin says, "Empress, although this celestial tomb is not as good as the great emperor's, which can shake the whole heavenly spiritual domain, many sects and factions will be coming this way." Luo Wuqing asks, "What are you implying, King?" King Lin replies, "In 10 days, the barrier will dissipate, and the tomb will open. I wish to cooperate with the heavenly demonic sect." Ning Tian and Luo Wuqing look at each other. Luo Wuqing asks, "What cooperation?" King Lin replies, "Naturally, we will help each other. When the time comes, our people will enter the tomb together. The Dongxing Kingdom does not desire the treasure in the tomb. We only want the heavenly demonic sect to help us find one thing." Luo Wuqing asks, "What is it?" King Lin replies, "The pure, clear herb. It can help with my son's injuries. This herb only grows in places with the most yin energy, so it might be in this tomb." Ning Tian says, "The king has so many talented people under him. Why would you need the cooperation of our sect?" The king replies, "There is an unwritten understanding in the heavenly spiritual domain for the purpose of balancing the great powers. If not for the great emperor's tomb, someone in the immortal emperor realm cannot get involved. My disciples aren't equipped to fight the disciples of other forces either." Ning Tian says to himself while looking at King Lin, "Ha! On the day the tomb opens, all major sects will send their people. There's no way fights can be avoided. You are simply trying to use our sect to attack the enemy's attention." Ning Tian says, "King Lin, I cannot help your son. On the day my wife and I got married, there was no courtesy or proper etiquette shown to us. With a Taoist heart as weak as tofu, there was no word or skill. I advise you to return and reconsider. King Lin." King Lin's face becomes angry. His people, while listening, comment, "The heavenly demonic sect's patriarch is so bold to scold the king like that." Another says, "The matter of the holy son of the king is a sore spot for him." Ning Tian says, "Well, as long as you lose your temper, there is no way we would cooperate." King Lin is angry and becomes silent. He suddenly changes emotions and says, "Is the patriarch worried about the previous incident that damaged the peace between the two parties? It's true that my child was ignorant and offended the Empress and patriarch. On behalf of my son, I ask for your forgiveness." Ning Tian is shocked after hearing this from King Lin. His people are shocked, and while falling from disbelief, they all shout, "The king apologized." Ning Tian thinks to himself, "He responded so efficiently. You really cannot fight with someone who is smiling at you. In that case, we have to find another way." Luo Wuqing says, "No need to apologize, King. I am not interested in this cooperation offer." Ning Tian says, "Wife?" King Lin is shocked and says, "What? But the king of Dongxing is being so sincere." Luo Wuqing replies, "Our heavenly demonic sect is fully capable of handling this on our own. We don't need to cooperate with others. Others would slow us down." King Lin walks away and says, "Sure, It looks like your sect is going to be our enemy. Don't regret this later, Luo Wuqing. He thinks to himself. At first, I was a bit hesitant about the cooperation sent by the Righteous Alliance. Now it looks like we must use their power to teach that arrogant couple a lesson. Ning Tian says, "Ha! You want to freeload? No way!" Luo Wuqing says, "Actually, you didn't want to cooperate with them, right? You just thought it might be hard for me to handle it, and you didn't want us to offend him head-on." Ning Tian replies, "You see right through me, my wife." Luo Wuqing comes closer to Ning Tian, pushes her breast against him, and says seductively, "If you want to say no, just say it. No need to beat around the bush. I am supporting you after all." Ning Tian looks into her eyes and silently says, "Wife." He suddenly carries Luo Wuqing excitedly, and she says, "Ah," he says, "I'm so touched by your gesture. So as your husband, I will reward you well." Ning Tian jumps into the hot spring. Luo Wuqing asks, "How did you know there was a hot spring here?" Ning Tian says, "I accidentally saw it when jumping down from the mountain. When I was in the spring before, I thought that I should totally come back with you. Although it's not an immortal spring, it's still a wonderful experience." Luo Wuqing says, "I asked you to go there to strengthen your physique, not make you think of such things." Ning Tian asks, "What? Does my wife think I'm not strong enough now?" Luo Wuqing comes closer to Ning Tian, sits on his lap and says, "Noisy. By the way, stay here for a few days until the opening of the tomb. I will send the Supreme Elder to assist you." Ning Tian says, "Me? Then what about you, wife?" Luo Wuqing replies, "Although the king had ill intentions, he's right. If it's not the great emperor's tomb, it's the rule of the heavenly spiritual domain that immortal emperors cannot get involved, so..." Ning Tian says, "I get it. Don't worry. I will make sure our sect is the one on top." Luo Wuqing rests on Ning Tian's chest and says, "Thank you." Ning Tian, while touching Luo Wuqing's face, says, "Then, my wife needs to show some sincerity. There's still a few days before the tomb opens." Luo Wuqing asks, "What do you mean?" Ning Tian said, "I mean that your husband's a bit ravenous right now and needs to grab some grub to have the strength for exploring." As he pinned Luo Wuqing down on the ground, she suddenly hugged him and said, "Let's see." He blushed. She then asked, "How hungry are you really?" 10 days later, a person asks, "Where did that monster run off to?" The monster says, "Damn humans. I didn't think that in just 10 days this horrible stench would appear the moment the barrier was broken." She suddenly is hit at the back and is entangled by multiple auras. An elder shouts, "Use more force. We'll be ripping that demonic snake to shreds today." It's the Righteous Alliance Heki sect, Elder Tian Feng. They continue to fight the guardian of the tomb monster. A lady asks after defeating the monster, "Why do we have to kill her? We can seal her." Tian Feng says, "The Righteous Alliance has always eradicated such monsters from the very root. Does the Yaoqi land wish to go against the Righteous Alliance?" Tianbao Holy Land leader says, "Good, good. Now that the monster guarding the tomb is dead, we should quickly enter and look for the treasure." Yaoqi Saint says, "Elder Qinglin, this is in the area of influence of the heavenly demonic sect, but no one from their side has come yet. Should we wait?" Elder Qinglin says, "Ha! These heavenly demonic people, they must have known our Righteous Alliance was coming here, so they got scared and hid like a turtle." Suddenly a voice says, "I'm sorry, but I'll have to disappoint you." The elders look to see who it was. Yaoqi Saint feels warmth in her stomach and says, "This voice is..." It was Ning Tian, and with him is the Supreme Elder. He says, "The heavenly demonic sect is naturally here. Even more, it's me." A disciple points at the sky and says, "The heavenly demonic sect's patriarch." Yaoqi Saint says to herself, "I knew it, of course he would come in the crowd. People talk about Ning Tian." A person says, "Is this the man who was once a handyman for the heavenly demonic sect, became the Empress's husband, and then broke the hearts of many holy sons with simply his words?" "Did you know? I heard that he escaped 3 times while being chased by 2 powerful immortal Emperor realm experts too. A bald guy says, 3 times? How is that even possible? The elders listen to the gossip. Ning Tian says, with no tigers in the mountain, the monkeys are reigning. Since when is the righteous alliance strolling through the lands of the heavenly demonic sect? Tian Feng says, a mere Earth King realm brat? How dare you mock the righteous alliance? I'll teach you a lesson. The Supreme Elder says, Hecky Elder, you dare to teach us? Ning Tian peeks at him from the back of the Supreme Elder. An elder says to Tian Feng, the Supreme Elder of the heavenly demonic sect is stronger than us. Don't act rashly. He says to the crowd, since we'll be exploring the tomb together, we should help each other and not antagonize each other. Since the heavenly demonic sect has also arrived, let's go together. Ning Tian mocks Tian Feng and says to himself, you brat, if you fall into my hands, I'll beat you up. Ning Tian looks into the distance and says, and those sparkling blokes are? Yaoqi Saint suddenly talks to Ning Tian and says, over there are the Tianbao Holy Land Saints Jinbao Dao and their holy son Zhu Yuanbao. Next to the holy sun is Heaven Soaring Sect's old void shadow. Ning Tian says, I have heard of the Heaven Soaring Sect, but this is my first time hearing about this Tianbao Holy Land. Are they really rich or something? Yaoqi Saint says, Patriarch, you must be joking. By the way, the Righteous Alliance is known to be narrow-minded. Just now you embarrassed them in front of an audience. You must be careful later. Ning Tian says, thank you for the warning, Saint. I'll be fine. He gives her a thumbs up. Yaoqi Saint replies while blushing, you're welcome. A few moments later the crowd looks into the tomb. Tian Feng looks at Ning Tian. Suddenly he points at a disciple and says, you, go push the door open. The person next to Ning Tian is shocked and says, me? There must be a trap behind the door, though. Tian Feng says, so what about it? I remember you're from an ancient martial arts sect. Since you're here to hunt for treasures, you have to work to get it. Ning Tian says to himself, this old man just wants to use the small sects like us as cannon fodder. If I refuse, definitely not, they will let it go. The disciple tries to open the door. They all wait behind him. The door opens as he shouts and feels something dark escaping the tomb. He says nervously, happily, it's open. Ning Tian says, wait, don't move. Something is... The person is hit and falls to the ground, smiling with snot coming out of his nose. The crowd says, a ghost. It's a ghost. Another says, we must have disturbed the celestial soul in the tomb. He's seeking revenge. Tian Feng says to his disciple, shut up. Don't confuse people with your lies. It's not surprising there would be traps in the tomb. The disciple says, but there's no weapons or formations. Ning Tian says, the sound of a flute. Tian Feng says, how can there be any sounds of a flute here? So many of us didn't hear it, but you did. A disciple says, although the legendary patriarch has done many amazing things, in the end, he's still an Earth King realm cultivator. Another says, right, how could he notice something the strongest couldn't detect? Yaoqi Saint says, the patriarch is correct. There's indeed a sound of a flute. It's the sound of the flute of a killing sound formation. The elder says, killing sound formation? Yaoqi Saint explains, I've read in ancient texts that the formation is extremely violent. Once its mechanism is triggered, it doesn't stop unless the intruder dies or the energy within it is used up. A disciple says, the Yaoqi Saint has great achievements when it comes to the Tao of music. She must be correct. Another says, Ning Tian actually heard the sound of a flute. Could it be that he has studied the Tao of music? He's worthy of being called the legendary patriarch. He's quite something. Tianbao Holy Land leader says, that man was killed after pushing the stone gates, so the mechanism must be on the gates. Another asks, that killing sound formation is very powerful. How can we destroy it and enter the tomb then? Yaoqi Saint says, don't worry everyone. The Yaoqi Holy Land has sound-breaking art. I just need a sufficient amount of aura. One more person will have to cooperate with me to perform the art. She blushes and looks at Ning Tian. Ning Tian says, me. The elder says, Who knows what else is hiding in that tomb? Could it be its energy absorption? The Heki elder replies. Yes, to break the formation, as long as someone can continuously give their energy to it, it will break without force. Ning Tian says so the Righteous Alliance is thinking of risking human lives to enter. The elder responds, what's the big deal? If you've come here, it's because you want to grasp this opportunity. Instead of holding back others, those without enough power should help us advance. Ning Tian retorts, old man, what about you then? You don't look like you have long to live. Why don't you stop wasting resources and take the lead by helping us advance? The elder furiously says, what did you say, you brat? Yaoqi Saint interjects, there's no point in arguing. The sound-breaking art doesn't require the energy of many. If the Righteous Alliance doesn't mind, I will help open the gates. Elder Heki says, you. As his eyes blaze with anger, the other elder comments, whatever, the tomb is more important. We can open the gates, but isn't it too foolish for the saint to ask him to help? As far as I know, he's a weird disciple of the Earth King realm. How can he help you in the Tao of music? Ning Tian says, just because you don't know how to do it doesn't mean others don't. Yaoqi Saint says, Patriarch, please reach out your hand. I will pass on to you the sound-breaking art. Ning Tian extends his hands and says, yes. Yaoqi Saint feels something inside her and thinks, last time at the Immortal Spring, the Patriarch and the Queen Mother of the West played a piece together. It's remarkable. I have been waiting for this chance to experience it as well. She touches Ning Tian's hands, and they glow in gold. A system notification says, detection of the host absorbing the sound-breaking art, tenfold comprehension activated. Another system notification says, comprehension complete. Ning Tian, looking at his hands, says, so this is the sound-breaking art. Saint, let's begin. Yaoqi Saint asks, you're already done. A person in the crowd exclaims, he was actually able to comprehend the sound-breaking art in a minute. His friend asks, is he simply bragging? Another person says, it would be fun if that was the case. The elder shouts, wait. I have never seen anyone comprehend such art so fast. Are you pretending to save face, brat? Heki elder says, Yaoqi Saint, we can't leave our lives in the hands of this foolish boy. Ning Tian laughs and says, ha, I didn't expect the people of the Righteous Alliance to cherish their lives so deeply. Don't worry, two little frogs. Take a good look at what it means when people say there's always a bigger person. Yaoqi Saint says, if the Patriarch doesn't have his instrument on him, here's mine. Ning Tian brings out his guqin and says to Yaoqi Saint, thank you, Saint. It's really good, much better than my guqin. To himself he thinks, it would be great if I could get a Tao of music spiritual weapon someday. After hearing some strums from Ning Tian, Yaoqi Saint feels something between her thighs and moans deeply. She presses her chest against Ning Tian. Ning Tian says, Saint, this is... She replies, I'm okay, and suddenly opens her eyes. She thinks to herself, my musical instrument is spiritually connected to me. Touching the guqin like this is like touching my body. Suddenly she says, Patriarch, let's begin, and makes a heart with her fingers. Ning Tian says, sure, seniors, thank you. They start to play their music. The two elders open the gate as dark energy flows out, and they feel extreme pressure. The Supreme Elder shouts, go! The other elders focus their energy towards Yaoqi Saint and Ning Tian. Ning Tian strums harder as shockwaves of musical notes echo in the area. A monster tries to come out of the door. Yaoqi Saint thinks, he fought back with just a single note. I didn't think the Patriarch's Tao of music was that advanced. Ning Tian focuses on his music as the two elders think to themselves, he was actually that good. The Patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect shouldn't be underestimated. A system notification says, you shocked everyone around you. Skill card earned, treasure hunt card. Ning Tian shouts to Yaoqi Saint, Saint, follow along. She replies, yes, and thinks to herself, so fast. The skeleton warrior tries to hit Ning Tian but can't get near him with the intense music. Their musical Tao enters the tomb and disrupts the musicians inside. People outside shout, "The formation, it's broken?" Ning Tian says, "Thank you, Saint. Your guqin was so easy and comfortable to use." Yao Qi Saint blushes as she looks at Ning Tian holding his guqin like a champ. She suddenly daydreams something naughty with Ning Tian, and her heart beats faster. She says, "No need to thank me. I'm happy it's satisfactory, Patriarch." The elder and the others storm the tomb as an elder shouts, "Now that the formation has been broken, it's time to go." A few minutes later they all enter, and the doors shut by themselves. Ning Tian says, "Let's be careful." Yao Qi Saint replies, "Yes." Suddenly a single candle lights up, and a huge statue with a red aura stands right in front of them. They look at the other towering statues with glowing red eyes. They clocked the other towering statues with their ghoulish red peepers glowing like brake lights. The crowd started jabbering. Are these stone buggers shifting or what?" Another bloke chimed in. "Don't give me the willies, mate. How can a chunk of rock leg it?" The Supreme Elder muttered, "Patriarch, keep your wits about you. There's something dodgy about these statues." Ning Tian scoffed, "Really? I can't see anything off. Seems fine to me." All of a sudden, the massive statue swiveled its noggin, fixed him with them razor-sharp red eyes, and kicked off its attack. Some poor sod yelled, "The statue's come to life! Scarper!" The giant squashed a few cultivators like bugs, and the rest tried to have a go at it. Another geezer groaned, "My attacks are useless." A lady magician flung her spells and wailed, "My magic's knackered too." Out of nowhere, the statue zeroed in on her. She squealed and braced herself. Ning Tian launched himself at the statue and bellowed, "Spirit destruction skill. Firing up. Spirit destruction skill. Sorted." His eyes lit up like a kid at Christmas. His hands crackled with electricity, and he walloped the statue square on the forehead. Its mush cracked, and down it went. Ning Tian turned to the lady and asked, "You all right, love?" She sniffled. Patriarch," he muttered to himself. "Just as I thought. The statues shifted 'cause of the spirit carved into 'em, and that spirit's prime grub for the spirit pearl. Since they've practically gift-wrapped it for me, it'd be dead rude to say no." With that, Ning Tian bounced over to the other statues and started laying into 'em. The crowd gawped, gobsmacked. "The heavenly demonic sect patriarch, he's that bloody strong." A white-haired bloke in a titfer said, "There's loads of us here, yet none of us can touch the heavenly demonic sect patriarch, and he's only in the Earth King realm." His pal added, "The stone armor on these statues is no joke, even we'd struggle. He's a proper patriarch, no two ways about it." Over yonder, the lady swooned. "Look at the patriarch taking the mickey out of the enemy. So cool. He's polished off these statues without breaking a sweat." Ning Tian carried on battering the statues solo. Lin Xiaoyao watched from the sidelines, fuming Ning Tian. "Sooner or later, I, Lin Xiaoyao, will make sure you die a right nasty death." Meanwhile, a system prompt pinged, "You've flabbergasted the geniuses around you and got 'em all fired up. Earned 5,000 cultivation aura." Ning Tian thought, "I'm brimming with aura, ready to bust through." He suddenly hollered, "Supreme Elder, guard me," and plonked down to cultivate. The onlookers muttered, "What's he playing at?" Another said, "He must have run out of aura. If you're knackered in a tomb, you're done for." Suddenly Ning Tian's aura surged. The elders gawped, and one gasped, "He's got a spiritual seed. He's breaking through right now." A lady cooed, "I knew it. The patriarch's got so much pep he never runs dry." Her mate nodded. "Dead right. Patriarch Ning Tian's the most capable bloke about." The system chimed, "Congrats to the host for breaking through. Current 4-star Earth King realm reached." Another prompt, "You've stunned everyone. Earned 1 comprehension point in the God's record." And another, "Current comprehension level of God's record, 40%. Slight progress." Ning Tian mused, 40%, another 10%, and I'll hit high proficiency, which'll help me open more spiritual veins." He stood up and said, Supreme Elder, straight ahead must be the main hall. Let's hoof it. The Supreme Elder nodded. Right you are, Patriarch, and off they trooped. In the main hall, a skeleton perched on a throne. A punter asked, Is this the main hall? Bigger than the last one. Whose gaff is it? Ning Tian nicked a book off a shelf and said, Have a butcher's. There's high-level techniques everywhere. The hall's stuffed with top-quality spiritual weapons too. The owner was loaded. A bloke cackled, brandishing a sword. Ha ha ha, it's a proper treasure trove. With all this loot, we're untouchable now. At the back, the skeleton's eyes glowed red. Ning Tian clocked it and said, Supreme Elder? The elder asked. What's up, Patriarch? Ning Tian shrugged. Nothing, just me being a worrywart. The Supreme Elder mused. Maybe the one on the throne is the owner. Ain't tombs for burying folks? Why's he sitting up? Ning Tian said, Probably an obsession, he ain't ready to snuff it. An elder leaned in for a closer squint. Ning Tian warned, The dead deserve respect. The First Sword Sect shouldn't be poking about, right? The elder sneered. Ha! Didn't expect the heavenly demonic sex patriarch to be such a scaredy cat, frightened of a corpse. He was from the Righteous Alliance, First Sword Sect, Silent Sword. He added, The tomb owner's wearing some right nice gubbins. That ring, for instance, dead or not. He grabbed the skeleton's wrist and declared, Definitely an immortal weapon. Suddenly its eyes blazed. It glared at him, grabbed his mush, and dark energy oozed out. Ning Tian barked, Revival? The daft disciple screamed as his life got sucked out. Master, save me! His master spun round aghast. Silent Sword, what the L? He watched the skeleton drain the life out of his disciple and snarled, Damn it, why's that withered skeleton moving? They all stood gormless as dark energy swelled around him. Did it revive? Someone squeaked. The old lady elder yelled, Elder Sword Moon, that's your sect's chief disciple. Silent Sword, ain't it? You useless fool. There's dangers everywhere in this tomb. Why didn't you keep your disciples in line? You trying to get us all killed? Ning Tian cut in. With treasure like that in plain sight, there's always some greedy sod daft enough to grab it. An elder squinted. Treasure? They peered at the skeleton's fingers, and he gasped. A storage ring? Another elder said. That type of storage spiritual weapon must be holding the tomb owner's goodies. Sword Moon. Sword Moon fumed to himself. That idiot tried to nick the best bit without telling me first. He charged and yelled, Silent Sword, your master's coming to save you. But he thought, That ring's mine. If you're playing dead, I'll finish you off and leave no trace. His attack got blocked by a barrier. The skeleton eyeballed Sword Moon and shattered his sword. Sword Moon boggled. How can this be? My spiritual weapon's busted? Suddenly the skeleton showed him its palm dark energy flared, and Sword Moon howled in pain, getting hurled across the room. The skeleton went back to draining Silent Sword. Ning Tian gawped. Elder Sword Moon's an 8-star celestial realm expert, and he got sent flying with one hit. The skeleton finished sucking Silent Sword dry and dropped him like a sack of spuds. Then it cackled like a maniac and started laying into the other elders. Ning Tian said, Are they the Tianba Holy Land lot? No wonder I didn't spot 'em. They must have scarpered off somewhere. Old Miser cursed. Damn it, the info's off. It's actually the great Emperor's tomb. An elder snapped. Old Miser, what have you done? He replied, We found another dark room. Didn't expect another formation inside. Most of my disciples got trapped. We just got chucked out from nowhere. The lady elder sighed. With just celestial realm power and so many blokes lost, this tomb's too dodgy. Ning Tian said, The great emperor's the strongest among immortal emperors, if it's him. Yaochi Saint added, It's beyond us. The skeleton went berserk. Ning Tian flinched, thinking, Why are you staring at me? You targeting me? The skeleton's dark energy spiked. Ning Tian cursed. Damn it, is it coming for me? An elder shouted, Fellow cultivators, this place is lethal. Let's all pile in. They charged the skeleton. It unleashed its power, and the Supreme Elder yelped, What a force! The skeleton kept cackling at him. Ning Tian thought, Such scary oppression. Then he remembered, God's record! He used his skill and roared, "Break for me!" A white-haired elder with a box on his head said, "Patriarch, I didn't expect an Earth King realm to have such fightin' spirit." Another elder rallied, "We mustn't fall behind." They all attacked alongside Ning Tian, and one elder used a massive yuan bao to focus his power. The elders concentrated their charge and blasted a beam of intense energy. The skeleton's shield cracked. After the dust settled, they were all knackered. Ning Tian panted, "It first trapped the 6 celestial realm experts, then suppressed us juniors. What's its game? I don't get its plan, but one thing's certain. It don't want to kill us." Suddenly, its ring glowed brighter, and the skeleton laughed. A lady emerged from the ring cackling, and Ning Tian was gobsmacked. She said to him, "You're very smart. I like you." Yaoqi Saint shouted, "What a monster! You're toying with us." The lady laughed and said, "Welcome to my tomb, dear challengers." A mysterious little miss appeared before him. A cultivator gaped. "She's the tomb's owner," his mate said, "but she looks like a little girl." Ning Tian thought, "Challengers. She called us challengers, not robbers. That means this ain't just a tomb, or is it a trap, and she's been waiting for us." Yaoqi Saint said, "May this junior, Yaoqi San Yaoshi, ask about this senior." The lady replied, "Oh, you're Yaoqi's child. Didn't expect a new saint so soon after Yaoshuan." The old lady cultivator gasped, "To call great Santess Yaoshuan by name. Is this senior the third great sage?" Ning Tian asked. "The third great sage," Yaoqi Saint explained. "The third great sage and great Santess Yaoshuan were two powerful figures of the same generation, close as can be." The old lady said, "Didn't this senior embark on the path of becoming a god with great Santess Yaoshuan 300 years ago? Great Santess Yaoshuan has fallen, so why?" The lady cut in. "Why am I still alive?" The old lady stammered. "That's not what this junior meant." She asked, "What is that path of becoming a god? It's better to call it the path to destruction. Doesn't matter if you're an emperor. Step on it, and you're doomed. Heavenly demon Yaoshuan, and the rest, since you're Yaoshuan's descendants, I won't let you go down that dead-end road. I'll stop it. Ah, yes, all those strong emperors have croaked. What's the point of our training? Better to end it now, once and for all." Ning Tian thought, "No, this old monster's attacking us. The powerful enemy's unpredictable, and the elders are trapped too. Rather than wait for her to wipe us out, better to take a risk and leg it." He suddenly burst out laughing, louder and louder. The third great sage asked, "What are you laughing at?" She muttered to herself. "This ordinary disciple's Tao heart is shaky. Why'd he wake up so quick?" Ning Tian said, "I think what you said, senior, is utterly wrong." The third great sage snapped, "So brave, you dare say I'm wrong?" The supreme elder pleaded. "Patriarch, the third great sage is as strong as the Empress. Don't wind her up." Ning Tian retorted, "People who practice the Tao go against nature. If you truly believe that, senior, you should have fallen with great Saintess Yaoshuan. Why are you still here?" The third great sage laughed. "You kid, you dare talk so big, ha ha ha. Great, great. With that will, you're like a great emperor." Ning Tian and the others were bewildered. "Like a great emperor? Me?" Yaoqi Saint said. "As expected of the patriarch, he swayed the third great sage." The third great sage said, "Boy, since you've impressed me, I'll give you a chance to improve your mortal physique." Ning Tian shouted, "Wait." She touched his forehead and said, "Don't blame this senior. Not everyone gets such a good thing." Suddenly she stopped, spotted Summit in the distance, and gasped, This is a thunder dragon spiritual vein. He's a true god. I was passing by and got curious. Don't worry, I'm off." Suddenly she got whacked, thrown back, and said, "This boy, so wicked. Not only does he have the godly physique, but his spiritual veins can restrain a spiritual body's power." A system prompt. "You've shocked the third great sage. Mind reading card earned." Mind reading card? See through people's thoughts and hear their inner voice. Lasts 1 hour, single use. Ning Tian grinned. Good. The third great sage coughed. Ahem, your physique's top-notch. Looks like my opportunity ain't for you. Ning Tian thought, this senior's excuse is acceptable. She barked, shut up, give me some face, and went back to her skeleton. The third great sage said, 300 years ago I was badly injured. Only a wisp of my spirit survived. This tomb's just my last inheritance. The old lady elder gasped, the third great sage's inheritance. Her disciple squealed, this is a big opportunity. The third great sage continued. The pressure you felt was the first round of the trial. Those who couldn't break through lost. There's only one ending for losers die. As the losers exploded, Yaoqi Saint looked back. Ning Tian muttered, if you fail, you die. This senior's too brutal. The third great sage declared, let the trial continue. Also, I remind everyone, you can only get my inheritance if you get out alive. Ning Tian thought, she's a madwoman. The third great sage added, ah, right. Children of Yaoqi, wait here. My inheritance ain't for you. When the trial's over, I'll send you out, she replied. Thanks, senior, thinking. Best not to get involved, a cultivator whispered. So enviable that Yaoqi gets that treatment. His mate said, right. Who else is close to the third great sage? Yaoqi Saint said, senior, I've got another friend here. Embarrassed. Could you? The third great sage asked, what? Your husband or your sweetheart? She stammered, no, he's not my husband or anything. He's the husband of the heavenly demonic sect's empress. The third great sage boggled. He's so young and only at the Earth King realm, but he's got such a powerful wife. Ning Tian said, Saint, there's no need. Yaoqi Saint said, Patriarch. Ning Tian cut in. I'm actually interested in the third great sage's inheritance. The third great sage laughed. Ha ha ha, good. If I get the inheritance, my physique'll improve drastically. She hovered and announced, second stage. The skeleton punched the floor and she yelled, start! A cultivator yelped, what's going on? There's 9 gates. Enter the golden gate, you live. The black gate, you die. The purple one, you're trapped in a nightmare forever. The third great sage said, now choose. A cultivator said, is there even a choice of course we want to live? There's no difference between death and an endless nightmare. His mate said, wait, why is she being so nice all of a sudden? Is she trying to fool us with irony? Another said, me too. No matter what, I'm choosing life. His friend said, I want to see if that great saint's tricking us. Another said, I choose life too. Another chimed in, me too. Ning Tian thought, there's obviously a catch, but I can't tell what's her point. System, use the mind-reading card. A system prompt. Mind-reading card activated. Time limit, 1 hour. The third great sage thought, haha, life-death ain't life-death too? Is death not life? Is it that easy to escape death? So whether it's the door of life or death, they both end the same. Only the third door gives me a way out. She then thought, that kid actually chose the purple door. Ning Tian said, interesting. He went inside. Is this the smell of blood and smoke? Inside is Heavenly Wind City. Changda screamed Patriarch Avenger suddenly. Tauzi's voice shrieked, ah, Patriarch, save me! The genius beast tamer from the Righteous Alliance's beast tamer sect, Yileng, sneered. All men of the heavenly demonic sect are useless. Can't even protect one woman. Ning Tian grabbed him, slammed him into the wall and said, what? You want to avenge your fellow disciples? Yileng spat, kill me. If you don't, I'll slaughter your entire sect. The crowd chanted, kill him, kill him, kill, kill. Ning Tian raged, right, I want to avenge him. I'm going to kill you all. Yes, all of you. As long as you start killing, you'll be trapped endlessly fighting here. Suddenly, a massive lightning bolt struck in front of him. Ning Tian snapped out of it. No, he's already dead. Why would I kill him again? He felt dizzy and woke up in bed. Ah, I'm in my room. Was that a dream? Luo Wuqing said, "You're awake." Ning Tian said, "Wife," she replied, "you've been sweating buckets. What was your dream about?" He said, "I dreamt about a bunch of people in a tomb. I entered the door of nightmares, then saw heavenly wind city." She said, "You must have tired yourself out training. Let me help you relax." Ning Tian perked up. "Oh," she said, "husband, how do you feel?" He said, "Ah, I feel." Suddenly he grabbed her hand and she yelped, "That hurts." She said, "I feel like your acting's a bit much, my wife. This ain't you." She smiled, her aura turned red, and Yaoqi Saint appeared. Let's play while she's taken off her dress." The Queen Mother crawled towards him and said, "Patriarch, let's play." Ning Tian groaned, "Damn, why did these two turn up too? How on earth am I supposed to fight this? 3 against 1. He asked Luo Wuqing, "Play?" While Yaoqi Saint and the Queen Mother teased each other, Luo Wuqing said, "Naturally, it's something that'll make us all happy." Yaoqi Saint snapped her fingers, and Ning Tian said, "The immortal spring?" She blushed, "Patriarch, this spring contains your spiritual qi. Every time I bathe here, I can't help but think of your magnificence that day. If we cultivate together here, it'll give us great benefits." Suddenly, Luo Wuqing and the Queen Mother appeared, and Luo Wuqing whispered, "Dear husband, come on, let's break through together." Ning Tian thought, "This place is no different from Heavenly Wind City. If I can't withstand the trial, I'll sink into lust and die when they're done with me." He said to Luo Wuqing, "I said my wife don't act like this. Queen Mother, Yaoqi Saint, this ain't you either." He declared, "End this. I've seen through your tricks." Luo Wuqing said, "I don't believe you can withstand it." The Queen Mother added, "That's right, sisters. We need to show him how strong we are." Multiple lady cultivators appeared and swarmed him, laughing. Don't you like me?" Another said, "Don't resist me." Her friend purred, "It doesn't matter." Her sister cooed, "Let yourself go." Luo Wuqing murmured, "Dear husband, don't you like me? Why don't you look at me?" Ning Tian, nearly succumbing, thought, "Activate God's record." His aura glowed golden, intensifying till the illusions vanished. He looked at a portal and said, "It's over. I'm not the simple man you take me for." He stepped through and wondered, "Is that within the dream, or have I left that hell and returned to reality?" Suddenly a voice said, "Patriarch." Holy Son Ling Ao said, "The Patriarch's returned too." Ning Tian jumped back and said, "Stop." He thought, "I don't know if they're illusions or not." A system prompt, "Mind-reading card activated." Ling Ao thought, "The Patriarch's so strong. If only I could be as strong as him." His mate thought, "Is this the legendary Patriarch of the heavenly demonic sect? He's kinda handsome. I heard he's a true man of character. Wonder if he's better than me." Ning Tian thought, "Why are the Tianbao Holy Land disciples so weird? Listening to their thoughts confirms they're real, though. Looks like I'm back in the real world." He asked Ling Ao Holy Son Ling Ao, "When did you return?" He replied, "Patriarch, we just arrived after you," and thought excitedly, "I'm speaking with the Patriarch." Ling Tian asked, "Did you come out of the purple door? What dream did you experience?" Ling Ao said, "A dream." Ning Tian thought, "Don't tell me you came from the life door." Ling Ao said, "Indeed. After entering through the door, I met several wicked spirits at the peak of the Earth King realm. I arrived here after killing them." Ning Tian got cross with the system and said, "You tricked me?" The system sweated nervously. "Host, calm down. It ain't the system's fault. While you were using the mind-reading card, the third great sage happened to be thinking of something else." Ning Tian grumbled, "Looks like that senior planned to take advantage of people's reverse thinking from the start, making the trial hard to predict." Ling Ao asked, "Patriarch, could it be you came out of the purple door?" Ning Tian nodded, "Yes." Ling Ao said, "The dream created by the great emperor was defeated by the Patriarch?" "Yes, senior brother and others chose the purple door too, but they haven't returned yet. I heard most who chose that door didn't return. I guess it's a tough trial to beat. A system prompt. You've shocked Ling Ao and the rest. Elementary Earth rank martial art earned, sword tracing shadow, tenfold comprehension, comprehension complete. The host's godly physique has slightly improved. Ning Tian thought, the godly physique always amazes me. But this time, the effect wasn't as good as the system's tenfold speed and thunder tribulation spiritual veins, perhaps because there's no cultivation progress. A system notification displayed. Host, Ning Tian. Strength, 4-star Earth King Realm. Physique, godly physique. Small progress, skills. God rank skill, God's record, small accomplishment. Martial arts, water dragon step. Heavenly demonic palm. Heavenly sound slasher. Nimble path. Sword tracing shadow. Cultivation methods. Tenfold cultivation. Martial arts comprehension. Tenfold comprehension. Aura absorption. Tenfold absorption. Ning Tian thought, but how can I improve my physique? In the background, a bloke with jaundice thought, damn it, how'd this guy get so lucky and not die inside the purple door? Suddenly, someone shouted, what's going on? His mate said, what now? His brother pointed, look over there, on that tree there's spiritual weapons. Another gasped, immortal weapons too. An elder charged forward, laughing. Ha ha ha, all of them are mine. Suddenly, a huge palm squashed him like a bug. An elder said, that bloke was at least Sky King realm, but he got killed on the spot with one palm. The lady said, those who dare break my third great sage's rule shall die. Someone shouted, third great sage, how'd she grow up so quick? Thank you for watching Rebirth Genesis. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you will not miss the next chapter of the journey. Your support keeps this rebirth going strong. Until next time, stay sharp and keep rising beyond your limits.